Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Peak Politics Podcast. This is episode 11. We are recording this on Sunday, October 4th, around 10:51 p.m. It's going to be a bit of obviously, it's later in the weekend, almost towards Monday at this point. I had some stuff going on, so I wasn't really interested in doing an episode yesterday. I think we have a number of good topics lined up for this week. Specifically, of course, the big stuff is going to be the debate and Trump having COVID, but I think we have another 8 topics or so that it looks like 9 actually, that would be of interest to you. So we're going to go ahead and start covering those. And I hope you like it. If you don't, kindly fuck off.
Correct.
This is first one, something we can both get it on pretty heavily. What do we think about the debate? I'm sure everyone here watched the debate. If you haven't watched the debate, we've linked the video.
Yep. And it's
more than welcome to go
C-SPAN,
do it.
Live stream, so
you're
not going to be getting people interrupting you or CNN having facts first bullshit, chyrons or anything like that. It's just the coverage, or not the coverage, but just straight up just the debate, and then they did a pre-show or something beforehand. So yeah.
But yeah, just got the C-SPAN coverage. If you want to go watch it.
Yep.
It was pretty interesting. I don't know if we included. We should include the link to Tyron Magnus's video. He did an amazing reaction. Yeah, and even if we don't, you guys can figure that one out. I thought his reaction was phenomenal because he stays quiet the whole time and just laughs at appropriate times.
That sounds
great. It's excellent. It's excellent.
I haven't watched it yet, so but I do plan to.
No, it was very entertaining for me to watch. I enjoyed it. So I think we're going to go over just the main points of the debate and then get into some stuff about Chris Wallace specifically because we both have pretty strong feelings. The meme may have given that away.
Yeah, it might have. And now that I think about it, it's not really that much of a surprise because he is a registered Democrat, so it's not really that surprising, to be honest.
It is and it isn't because he's on Fox News, so you think he could for one fucking second, as someone on Fox News who claims to be basically more or less liberal, that he could just go, okay, listen, I'm on the news that everyone on the left says is bullshit. I'm on the propaganda website. And I know for a fact, having worked here, that's not what it is.
Yeah, right.
It's biased in a lot of ways, but I think my coverage is fair, and I'm going to bring that fairness into these debates. Didn't even try that. Didn't even for 1 second think, aren't I the guy from Fox News? Shouldn't I be fair to the president since our network generally is?
Right, yeah. But no.
Nope.
Nope. He couldn't do that. Yeah.
I gotta tell you, man, I've seen some bitches on Pornhub suck some pretty good dick. But damn, Chris Wallace gives them a run for their money. He is impressive.
By the end of it, he was laughing with Biden. That's not a good look. That's really not a good look.
I don't know. I kind of like the facial look.
In one way, yes, but it doesn't look good for him, to be honest. It looks bad for him, and it looks bad for the media.
It looks good from my side of the camera, though.
Right. Yeah, of course.
I live for the face shots. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
No.
I won't leave him alone, but I'll at least tone down that.
Yeah, for sure. All in all, I don't think it was that good of a debate, to be honest.
Well, I just don't think it'll sway public opinion because of the way it was just so bombastic and so chaotic. Unfortunately, it won't
persuade people one way or the other. It's not going to swing anybody one way or the
listen,
other.
Let's just be honest. If you're voting for Trump, you're already in your right mind. If you're voting for Biden, you didn't have brain cells. So what was the debate going to do?
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway.
But yeah, I think Trump
much like your candidate, you can't use your brain.
Exactly. I think Trump did okay. I think that's how I would say what his performance was. It was an okay performance. I think it would have been a lot better if he had not interrupted Biden as much. If he would have toned that back just a little bit, just a tad.
He could have been less aggressive in that second half for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely in the second half for sure. And I understand that.
I will say though that I think the strategy was worked.
Oh yeah,
I think if you look at and Barnes has a great breakdown of this. If you look at I'll have to link the video because he does an election breakdown. Barnes, Viva Fry, and another lawyer.
Okay.
All do an election breakdown. And of course, these are people that are intimately familiar with law and whatnot. So they're not. It's not maybe the opinion. It's not the best opinion in some respects. It's not a political pundits perspective. But it is pretty good in the sense that some of them have been in trial. I think 2 of them are both trial lawyers.
Okay.
and that they can tell when someone's winning or losing a verbal argument.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that Barnes makes a good point of saying the body language makes it really clear that
Mm.
Biden was getting his ass
Oh
kicked.
yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
he
The
could
body
not handle what
language.
was happening.
Oh man, he felt so overwhelmed. If you look at
Well, you
his
can see
body
him fall
language.
apart after the
Yep.
first third. Like
Oh
right when he
yeah.
says, "But your son Hunter Biden, he's so corrupt.
Yup.
Joe, let me
Yep.
tell you, he's so corrupt. 3.5 million from Moscow, he's so corrupt, Joe."
Yep. As soon as he brought that up, he just lost.
I love how Moscow Mitch the thing, the guy that's never had anything to do with anyone in Moscow, but for some goddamn forsaken reason,
Yeah.
we're not going to talk about Hunter Biden.
Yeah. No. And I like how Chris Wallace covered for him and saying, oh, we don't need to talk about that. Actually, we kind of do, because corruption is a
Well,
pretty big
I
issue.
love how Biden's started to go after Trump's family, and then Trump
Yeah.
cut him down. He's like, if you want to talk about families, I mean, what about your kids? Yours? And he's like, my kids? Joe, they lost a fortune, okay? They lost a
Yep.
fortune coming to help us with government. My
Exactly.
kids are not doing this. And he's like, well, you know what? I don't really want to talk about families. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm sure you don't, Biden. I'm sure you don't.
Yeah. Damn
I'm
right.
fairly positive you do not want to bring up family history.
Yeah. No. Definitely not. Cause oh man. Cause Trump will kick your ass all the way back to China. China Joe.
Yeah, so you can get another $1.5 billion for your corrupt business
Yeah.
ventures.
Yeah. For sure. Nah. But it's really funny. And then it was really fun. Some moments were really funny, like the you know.
Hey, what's the commonality
What's up?
between Ukraine, Russia, and China?
Ooh. What's up?
Well, we keep getting told that Trump is involved intimately with all of them, that he is corrupt, he must be a spy for one of them. But the commonality actually is that Biden's son made money in all three countries while his VP was in the countries.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. It's
Yeah,
like
it's
what
almost
Michael has
like
been
every
saying.
single thing you hurl at Donald Trump, the left does, is a projection. It's almost
Right?
like
Yeah.
you only accuse Trump of things you're guilty of, which is probably why
Yeah.
they scream white supremacy at the top of their lungs. Because, good God, look at their comments.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think it's funny. It's something that Michael's been saying, or Michael Knowles has been saying for
Yeah, the projection stuff, you know?
Yep. Is they're accusing Trump
Well,
or in the
this
right
is
of doing
also in
exactly
the
what they're
theme of
doing.
like the opposite of the truth, right?
Yep.
Where
Yeah.
like Trump goes like, "And you're so corrupt, Joe. Joe, look at what you did in Ukraine. You're so corrupt, Joe." And it's like, "Look what you did in Ukraine. Look at how corrupt you are. Look at you, your quid pro quos." It's like,
Oh yeah.
and the rest of us are like, well, "What? That was you, Joe. What the hell are you talking
Yeah.
about?"
Yeah. Yeah. And
Then
I
there's
mean,
half of the American populace that goes, "Oh my God, Biden's right." Like for a second there, I thought he might be corrupt, but clearly it was Orange Man bad all along.
yep.
It's like,
TDS, man. Trump derangement syndrome. Always winning.
all
Always.
right, you
Always
expected
winning.
so and so, but it was me. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was me, Orange Man Bad, all along.
There you go.
I
No
mean,
one's gonna get that
Christ,
reference,
guys.
but you know,
Hey,
I got it.
listen.
I
JoJo
got
references are timeless, all right?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But
But it was me, Donald Trumpler.
yep. Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, the less obsession with Trump and his foreign deals is funny when you consider the fact that the VP is so thoroughly corrupt.
Yeah.
I mean, just genuinely, like Biden is to the core corrupt. He is not a good He's not. Well, first of all, there's no such thing as a good politician. I mean,
That's true.
he's not what you would call an on the level one. At least with like some of them, you can like with Donald Trump, with a couple of the people. Like I think Dan Crenshaw's pretty good too. I mean, it's kind of easy to see
And
what's going
Cruz.
on. Like Cruz, I don't know. I don't know anything wrong. I don't know if Cruz is corrupt in any way. I don't think he is.
I don't
I think
think
there's
so.
some politicians that just make it abundantly obvious. Like they're
Yeah.
super easy to read. They're not difficult. You can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Trump is ridiculously honest about certain things, and
Yeah.
oddly not honest about others.
Yeah. It's really weird the way that his honesty is. It's honestly very weird. Huh?
He's like, listen, we're selling a bunch of weapons to terrorists in Saudi Arabia. It's a great deal for us. It's really amazing. They have good oil over there. It's gonna be fantastic for us.
Yeah.
Like, you made less than you said you made. No, I didn't. I have trillions and trillions of dollars.
Yeah.
I'm the richest man in New York.
Yep.
Except for Jeffrey Epstein, but he's dead. The bitch killed him.
Yeah. And then
Was Jeffrey Epstein the wealthiest man in New York at that time? He couldn't because Bloomberg.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess so.
He certainly owned the most expensive private residence.
Oh yeah, I'm sure
That was
he
one of
did,
the things they made the
100%
claim
sure.
of.
Yeah.
I mean, well, Bloomberg can't own a house that expensive. He spends so much of his money campaigning to strip the rights away from
Right.
average Americans.
Exactly.
So we've gotten really off into the weeds. Let's go back to the debate for about 30 or 40 seconds
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. I love how Trump was able to pin him to reversing himself on several things during the debate, such as
Like
COVID.
every 5 seconds,
Yeah.
you just lost the left. Look at him. You just
Yep.
lost the left.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I really love that moment. That was the first
Which is a
moment where.
great line of attack
Yep.
because it's true.
Yeah, it
The,
is.
the extreme left is really wary of Biden. They just
Yeah, they
hate
are.
Trump.
Yep.
But like if Biden ends up being not the guy for them, I'm sure they're more than happy not to vote for him.
Oh yeah, for sure. And of course that's what happened in 2016. A lot of Bernie supporters went to
Yeah.
Trump.
Well, and that's what I think is difficult for the Democrat Party, where I can sympathize with their issue. Like, did we not get the votes because the radical left didn't support us, or did we not get the votes because the general American populace did?
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, like, which direction do we go? My general direction, my cue is like, let's not go towards communism. But the Democrats haven't figured that out. They're just interested in power. They're not interested in helping the American people. They're interested in helping the American people. They wouldn't be Democrats. So
exactly.
Generally speaking, they're just pro more power for us, and they don't care which way they accomplish that.
Oh, absolutely not.
So for them, it's actually a tough dilemma because they're out for votes. They're not out to help anyone.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Which means that they really have to think carefully about it. And I think that obviously they understand in a general election that they need to get more center support.
Yep.
Which is why Biden's was trying so hard to distance himself from some of his own words during the primaries or campaigning. But he's gonna have a tough time doing it, man. Because I mean,
yeah.
See, that's the shitty part about putting your candidate in the basement is that when he does come out and he does say things, they get noticed.
Yeah,
because he doesn't talk that much.
Yep.
You can't. He granted Biden said a lot. Most of it bullshit. Most of it unintelligible.
Most of it really was really like a lie, complete and utter BS or.
Yeah. I'm just saying that during his campaign, this is the issue that he's having during the debate, and you can see it, and Trump pins him on it.
Yeah,
he's trying to run back to the middle, and he can't do it because the dude only comes out of his basement every couple of weeks, and then he says something radical up until he got nominated for the general election officially, and then he's trying to make a mad dash back to the center, and it's like, dude, you went so far left.
Yeah, he did, and it's not gonna work, And
instead of picking a reasonable VP like Tulsi,
yeah.
Well, I mean, Tulsi Gabbard's obviously I think would have been the best choice for
them
in the general election, but
100%.
whatever, they didn't get her. Instead of picking her like a VP or picking like just someone a little bit right of
communism.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of who meets that bill.
I mean,
the Democratic Party at this point.
I mean, the closest out of the ones who were still like left, it'd be Buttigieg or.
There's a statue of JFK somewhere.
Yang.
Just run that.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Like this way, if you need someone to get shot by the communists again, you can just stick him there.
Yeah, there you
go. He'll take another bullet.
There you go. Yeah, 100%.
If you need like a meat shield or a marble shield. In this case.
There you go.
Just pick up a statue of JFK and run with that.
Yep, 100%. I like how Trump was able to pin him and get him to reverse on everything, including COVID, because he went from 1 minute. Joe was like, he ruined the economy because he closed everything down, all that stuff that needs to be open. And then, 2 minutes later, he's like, we cannot. Or he didn't say that directly, but he was very much not anti-lockdown. Sorry, he was very much pro-lockdown. He was like, yes.
There you go. There you got it.
Yeah. So he flip-flopped on that, and then he got him to flip-flop on the Green New Deal, because at first he was like...
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah, it really was.
That was my favorite part. It's like, there's like, and then Chris Wallace was like, then do you support the Green New Deal? It's like, no. And he's like, you just lost the left. Look at that. Listen, Chris, you just lost the left. He's lost the left. Yeah. And it's like, he did that on something else too, but I mean, like...
Yeah, he did it whenever...
on healthcare. He did it on healthcare. When Biden said he wasn't for Medicare for all, I was like...
No, that's not what it was. That's not what it was. It was on when he said, there is no coalition between me and Bernie. That's what
I mean, though, but that was on healthcare.
Yeah, I know.
That was the healthcare debate. He was talking about healthcare, and he was like, you just lost the left. You don't understand, Bernie said he's lost the left.
Yep.
He did that on the Green New Deal too, and that was amazing. And the funny thing with the Green New Deal one is that he had in 1 second going, the Green New Deal will pay for itself. He was like, I just thought you said you didn't support the Green New Deal, and the Chris Wallace was like, well, then do you support the Green New Deal? And he's like, no.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, if it'll pay for itself, here's my deal, right?
Yeah.
If it pays for itself, then it's a net neutral policy or a net positive.
Yeah.
Meaning there's no reason not to support it. It can only go up.
Exactly. So why are
Like
you
it's
not
either
supporting
entirely neutral in terms of effect or it's positive.
Yeah, exactly. And then
Well, in that case, just do it. Like if you don't believe that the government has limits on its power, then just do it.
Yeah, 100%.
If it won't cause any harm and it might do some good, it's like, okay, well then you would. So that's the only way I can see that is he's lying. He knows for a fact it won't pay for itself.
Yep. He
knows the people know that.
For sure.
He knows that we know that he knows that we know.
Exactly.
And he knows the Green New Deal won't pay for itself, and we know that he knows that we.
That's complete and utter bullshit. And then I love how it also contradicts his website, where it legitimately says, like on his platforms and stuff, like that the Green New Deal is a great like blueprint. And I'm like, boy.
Wait, you're gonna add more to that?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
That's the groundwork.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, because here's the thing with blueprints, generally speaking, they get revised.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, if that's your initial draft, I expect you to add a bunch more shit.
Yeah.
By the time you get your final draft and prints.
Oh man.
It's like, oh god, I hope that's not literally what he meant.
I hope not either, because
the only thing that's a blueprint. Terrifying. The only thing that's a blueprint for is having us shooting dogs in the street.
Yeah, and getting rid of cows. Just transporting all of them to camps to where you can make them into ash. That's pretty much what they're insinuating with the Green New Deal. That needs to happen.
Those that's a little Nazi reference.
Yeah, that's correct. Exactly.
Holy crap! Can you imagine that?
Yeah, doing that to cows.
Can we get a swastika with like chicken legs, and as we just like, exterminate the cows?
Oh my goodness. Oh man.
And who would it be led by though?
AOC.
No, but who? Because I know the Eat More Chicken. That's a Chick-fil-A thing.
Yes, it is.
So who would Arby's?
Oh, yep. There
Arby's.
You go. Yep.
Okay, so like we've confirmed through why it's like roundabout Green New Deal analysis that Arby's is in fact the new Nazi party.
That's correct. 100% confirmed, y'all.
But let's be honest, comrades.
Hold on.
Does anyone like the cows?
No. We need to get this to Alex Jones' stat.
More importantly, I mean to join ahead of time so we can't be questioned later on party loyalty.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to start consuming cows immediately at a much higher rate than I did before to prove my allegiance to the Green New Deal.
There you go, 100%.
So that when Arby's does take over, there's going to be no question I'm a loyal Nazi.
Exactly. All right.
Prepare to have that taken seriously out of context.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. All right, and then I love how on Hunter, he said
National Arby's Socialist Workers Party.
Oh, no. Watch, someone's actually going to go and start that now, and then we'll be like,
Jesus Christ.
shit.
You know what would be really funny about that, though?
What's up?
You know what would be like actually entertaining about that, though?
Yeah.
I guarantee you, and I guarantee you, it gets like 2+ million actual supporters.
Bro.
I guarantee you there are 2 million people in this country stupid enough to do that.
Probably. Shit. Yeah, for sure.
Because they're going to go, Arby's, we have the meats? Fuck yeah, I'll sign up. Where do I put my name? Like, on which dotted line do I sign, man? And then they're going to get an armband with chicken legs and a wheel pad, and they're going to be like, that's normal.
Yep.
And before long, we'll be invading Canada.
Yeah.
You know, oh my god, did you see that? Okay, I'm sorry, guys. We're so far off in the weeds, but Crowder, a long time ago, Crowder did an apology video.
Oh,
that was not really an apology video. And one of the things he says, like, I'm sorry for my continuous, subsequent, and fervent pleadings that we nuke the country of Canada.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, God damn it, Crowder, no. That was the best part of your program.
Yeah. Oh, man. Good stuff. So, yeah.
Anyway, but the debate stuff was interesting, especially on the healthcare issue and on the energy issue, because that's what the Green New Deal really is. It's more like energy policy, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Energy policy and, like, technically, I guess, zoning.
Yeah.
Like building policy.
Right, yeah.
It'd be like a merger of HUD and HUD Urban Development mixed with like the Energy Department would have to get together.
Yeah, for sure.
Along with the Department of Transportation, things like that.
Yeah.
And of agriculture, because we have to kill all the cows.
Right, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Well, here's my question, though. Like, if we, quote-unquote, kill all the cows, do we eat them? Like, do we have like? Here's my question, right? Like, what will we kill all the cows? But their bodies are going to rot, and that's going to produce methane anyway. So we'd have to do something to get rid of them in a way that would be a lot more net neutral for the environment, which I think means we have to eat them. So can you imagine a 10-year period where you're fed nothing but red meat? Okay, I know we're really back on cow conspiracies, but goddamn, are they trying to kill us?
Maybe.
Because what an effective way to actually save the climate. Kill all the cows and the humans at the same time. Like that, at least in America, right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine government-mandated steaks?
Oh my goodness.
Like, it almost sounds too good to be true, but I know there'd be something nefarious about it.
Oh yeah, they probably just wouldn't taste good.
Oh my god, they're all well done.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we laugh now. That's the twisted parody version of 1984. We'll fucking end up there.
Exactly.
I just know it. I just know it. God damn it.
Yep. We have cracked the code, Andrew. We have figured it out. Hillary Clinton.
I swear to God, if I ever run for office
right now,
I swear to God, if I ever run for office, I will campaign on AOC forcing you to eat well done steaks.
Yes. There you go.
Listen, fellow Americans, if you want to eat proper pig steaks, do not vote for this woman. The problem is I'd probably be a way better motivator than anything I can say about the environment.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, Americans have very specific things they care about.
Oh yeah, 100% they do.
I think I've had a little bit too. I've had a little bit too much fun with this.
Yes.
We focus on the debate. There's a couple other topics I want to get to, specifically Chris Wallace, because when you look at the debate, the issue with the debate is that early on Trump says, "I guess I'm debating you, and I guess I'm debating you too," and Chris is like, no, not really. Towards the end, yeah. 100%. I think towards from the middle, like all the way up to the end of that debate, yeah, he's debating Chris Wallace.
He really is, yeah.
And then so the other issue is Chris Wallace is the questions. Like I don't necessarily. I kind of sort of expected softballs for Biden.
Yeah.
Because he has a soft brain.
Yep.
And generally speaking, I guess that technically we all do, but that didn't hit as hard as it could have.
Yeah. Right.
Like Joe Biden's head. Anyway, the thing with the questions, I expected them to be unfair, but I expected them to be at least questions. Chris Wallace would ask him a question, get a non-answer, and then be like, "Okay, we're moving on." Like I guess the question didn't matter. And then Trump would be like, "Well, I'm lowering insulin prices. That's not what I asked you about, Mr. President. That's not what I asked you about. That's Mr. President. Stay on point. I asked you about your comprehensive replacement of Obamacare. Well, I'm doing this and this and that. No, that's not what I asked you about." So Trump will actually try to give you an answer on what he's doing with healthcare and what he's trying to get done. Chris Wallace is over there like bitching like a bitch.
Exactly.
Like, well, Mr. President, that's not what I asked about. That's not what I asked about, Mr. President. It's fucking, Bill Clinton's right there too.
Yep.
No, nice.
Yeah.
But I can't do a very good Bill Clinton impression. We need the Family Guy. We need the guy that does the Family Guy voice.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I need audio clip from that guy.
Yeah. We'll try to do that.
Let's schedule that for Monday.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just funny to watch Chris Wallace over there be like, "Let's hold Trump's feet to the fire." Like every reporter in the country hasn't already done that.
Yeah.
and not even that. I wouldn't even say the fire. I don't know what you'd call that, because it's not like a legitimate issue. It's just that they're just more like they're just chaining him to hell. They won't let him go.
Yeah. Nope.
But Chris Wallace is like, let me push this angle a little bit. It's like, but you'll ask Joe Biden about packing the Supreme Court, and then he'll go, "I'm not going to answer that," and then you'll literally turn around and say, "Well, he answered the question."
Yeah.
What? What the fuck are you on about, dude? You literally wouldn't let Trump get away with I'm repealing the individual mandate, lowering drug prices, and trying to get more competitive options in the market. That's on Obamacare. That wasn't a good answer.
Apparently not.
That was a bad answer.
Yeah.
Trying to evade the question.
Mm-hmm.
And then going, "Oh no, I'm going to protect pre-existing conditions. It's definitely one of my goals." If you're over there like, "Well, not really, sir," because it's like, okay, well, I guess we're just going to contest the answers then.
Yeah.
I guess you're debating each other, because you're going to sit there and tell Trump he's wrong. Well, he's answering your fucking question, dipshit.
Exactly, yeah.
Your job is to moderate, not fact check, not debate.
Right, exactly.
He answered the question. You don't like the answer? Too bad. That isn't your fucking job.
No, it's not. That's
your job is to get on one knee and suck Bill Clinton off. Haven't you fucking figured this one out?
Right, yeah.
He's very horny, and Hillary can't handle him.
Exactly, 100%.
More accurately, Bill doesn't want Hillary to handle him.
Exactly, yeah.
So damn it, Chris Wallace, get down on your knees.
Would either. So, yeah. So, Yeah.
We'll give you some Vaseline for
There you
your
go.
lips.
There you go. Yeah.
Don't
For
worry, we'll
sure.
take care of you. We'll take care of you.
Good care of you. All right.
Good care. Very good care.
So some other things that I did want to I really
But wait,
liked.
just wrap up that point. My
Yeah.
point was he'll ask questions of Biden, get no answer, and call that fine. He'll ask
Yep.
questions of Trump, get answers he doesn't exactly like, and then contest them.
Yeah, and then
What the hell, dude?
constantly keep asking the same question or variations of the same question, even though he just answered it.
I
Like
love
on
this is the
the
I love how this is the motherfucker that in 2016 is like, Spur, do you support white supremacy? And Trump's like, no, it's evil. And then he goes and asks the same question again, like
yeah,
4 years later, the answer was gonna fucking change.
right.
It's like you personally have asked the question, dude. Why do you need to push this issue? And then, just Christ, man, Christ.
Well, and we'll get to that in a second. We're gonna get to the white supremacy bullshit in a second. But yeah,
I've seen legitimate white supremacy in my life. I once saw Chris Wallace give that pasty MFer like Joe Biden way more of an edge than Trump, who is clearly an orange man, a serious
Exactly.
minority in this country.
yes.
So he wouldn't talk about white
100%.
supremacy. It's like, God damn it, dude. I think Trump disavows white supremacy. He wouldn't benefit from it. He's a fucking Cheeto. Secondly,
Exactly.
the dude that's pale as shit because he won't come out of his fucking basement
Yeah,
is the
he
guy
gets
you keep
no
sucking
sunlight.
off repeatedly on stage. Don't talk to me about white privilege.
There you go.
Mr. I vote for the party that kept slaves. Fuck up.
Ooh, damn. And the party that started the KKK.
Well, yeah, that's a given.
Yeah.
The party that is still, I think the majority of people in the KKK still vote for the Democratic Party, actually.
I don't know. And then
I
also
know
the
95% of KKK leadership, like the Grand Wizards, were registered Democrats.
Oh wow, that is not surprising. And then let's see, what else are the Democrats responsible for? Oh yeah, Antifa, Black Lives Matter.
Hurricanes, because apparently
Oh,
we can
yep.
pin that on political parties.
Yeah, apparently so. Let's see, and then
You know what's
course,
actually, honest to God, the funniest thing about that?
what's up?
That's actually true.
Right, yeah.
Remember in New Orleans. Remember in New Orleans when the Democrat politicians stuffed their pockets with money that was supposed to go to renovating the levees?
Yup.
And then
I definitely
blamed
remember
George
that.
W. Bush?
Yep.
You want to talk about a party response? I mean, literally, this is the funniest thing. It's the projection thing. We'll go ahead and screw people in New Orleans so hard so that as many black people as possible can drown in a hurricane, and then we'll flip it on you and say that George W. Bush doesn't care about black people. It's like, bitch, he gave you the money to fix the levees, and you
Right.
pocketed it.
Yep.
By the way, 12 of those people are in jail. You think I'm lying? 12 people in the, I think, I want to say it's in New Orleans that this happened, but 12 people in that government are in jail for that. Like, I'm not making, this is not a conspiracy theory. They
Right.
legitimately pocketed money intended to renovate the levees, specifically to avoid, that they know for a fact they could have prevented. I think the renovations they were slated to make would actually have stopped that. And that's the thing, is that's what they wanted to make the renovations. Is they knew like, you look at other countries in the world where the governments actually spend money the way they should in a lot of ways. Unfortunately, there are a number of countries where there's just, I would say, less corruption. A lot of like the Nordic countries are pretty nice about this sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see successful government projects of them building up things to prevent against hurricanes, and they work.
Yeah.
It's not like these are natural disasters that we're just completely beholden to. There are ways to avoid this problem.
Yeah.
And when they're presented, Democrats go, nah, let's take the money option.
Yep.
So I mean, it's kind of a joke, blame them for hurricanes, ha ha ha. But yeah, actually.
Yeah.
We want to be real about it.
Yep. For sure.
This is why our podcasts are 2.5 hours long, because I don't know when to shut up.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. So
One day we'll get to topic number 2.
One day.
One day.
One day.
One day.
So.
Well, technically we're there because we're talking about Chris Wallace's question.
Yeah.
Topic number 2 is Trump's history of white supremacy.
Well, hold on. Real quick. Hold on. Before we move on, I just want to.
Here's the kicker. Our entire topic number 2, if you go to the description, is just videos of him condemning it.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's all it is. Just videos of clip upon clip of him disavowing it.
Yep.
So if you want to know how Trump feels about white supremacy, he's told us.
Yes, he has.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we get to ask him the question at every possible fucking moment.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I didn't already know the answer to that.
Yeah.
I didn't want to know about school policies. I didn't want to know about infrastructure bills coming down the line. I didn't want to know about the tensions in the Middle East or China. I wanted to see if Trump feels the same way he did about white supremacy maybe from 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Let's make sure he still feels that way.
Right, yeah. Let's make sure.
God, you guys you fuckers call yourselves journalists. It's honest to God. Pretty disgusting.
Yeah, we're looking at you, Jim Acosta. Mr. 2017 tweeting saying, "Oh, okay, Trump has condemned white supremacy and the KKK," and then a couple of days
Like for
ago,
the first time, Trump was condemned white supremacy. It's
yep,
like, dude, you had a tweet like how many months ago?
years. It was in 2017.
Years. You're right. Years.
Yeah, saying that he already condemned them. So, okay, Jim. Okay. Uh, but yeah, and by the way, y'all, those tweets are still up. So if y'all want to look those up, you can. Just search Jim Acosta, white supremacy, and the tweets should come
And scroll past all the stuff where he's clearly being pictured in KKK uniforms. No, I'm just kidding.
up. Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
there you go. But
No,
real quick,
that's Governor Northam.
right? Yeah, for sure. Real quick, I did want to hit on a couple things from the debates that I liked that he kind of forced Biden to say.
He did get under his skin in a couple ways, and I got to
Yeah,
say,
he
like,
did.
Wyatt made a good point. Like, he pinned him on some things, and it just was
He
kind of
really
sad to
did.
watch Joe Biden fall apart.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't answer the questions. Like
No.
the thing is, like, could he not, or should he not? I don't know to what
Right.
extent if he literally physically was not capable of answering them because he's Joe Biden,
Yeah.
or if he knew that if he answered them, it was just going to look bad for him.
Yeah. Just
Because
like
on the Supreme Court one, he made a pretty clear choice there. I am
Yeah, he
not
did.
going to answer this because
Yep.
it will look bad for me.
Yeah, and then a local reporter asked him the same thing over I don't know if it was over the weekend or over the past couple of days, but he still refused to answer the question, and he said, "I'm not."
If
gonna
you
play
were a
Trump's
real
game."
journalist in this country at this moment, you would spend every waking minute you have with that man asking him that question because it was a direct question on a national stage
Yep.
asked by the country people of this country to him or whoever the fuck you think Fox represents
Yeah.
to him. He was told then he was asked a question that is extremely relevant. He refused to answer it. When I say extremely relevant, how relevant do I mean? I mean, gets Donald Trump elected in 2016.
Yeah.
You think if the Supreme Court hadn't been on the table, that he would have got elected? I don't. He barely squeaked through. I think the maybe 1 or 2 million votes he would have lost from not having the Supreme Court as an issue. He wouldn't have got elected.
Right. Yeah.
And so it's like it's an issue. It clearly matters.
It really does.
Ted Cruz said it himself. I'm a sitting senator, and why do you think I voted for the guy?
Yep.
So yeah, our senators give a shit about it, and they're our
Yeah.
elected representatives. So you think I would imagine our people of this country give a crap about what you're going to do with the Supreme Court? Since virtually every major failure on the government's part starts at the Supreme Court.
It does.
Plessy versus
100%.
Ferguson, Dred Scott, Korematsu. You want to see the government seriously abuse rights? Go look at the Supreme Court decisions.
Yeah.
That's genuinely where it is either started or allowed.
Yep.
So, I mean, if you're talking about the Supreme Court and the damage it can do, look at the interned people in World War II. Look at the Japanese that were put in concentration camps, and then you tell me the Supreme Court doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah. 100%.
Like, this is a real fucking issue, dude. You don't get to dodge questions like that.
No, you don't. Not at all.
Not if you're a respectable person, at least.
Nope.
But you're a Democrat. No one expects you to be respectable.
Yeah. No, nobody.
So, congrats. You gotta pass for that.
Yeah, for sure.
Someone
so-
shoot me.
Yeah.
Someone just fucking shoot me. I'm so sick of this. This is terrible.
Oh, yeah.
I generally like politics, but this has been so awful.
Yeah, it
Because-
has.
In a political drama or a reality TV show where they're trying to display politics, everyone gets in trouble for all the little scandals. But we get to sit here and watch one side completely unabated.
Yeah,
Well, they get to say whatever they want. There's just no pushback.
there isn't any.
And it's like, what in the fuck am I watching?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. To be honest, it's really crazy. But yeah,
Like I'm watching people build the Tower of Babel, but we all know how it ends, and it's like,
Yeah.
why? Why? You know how it ends. Why?
yeah,
Oh.
Yep.
I'm ready for the Civil War. I'm so prepped, man.
there you go.
I'm just because remember when, this is a thing Tim Pool talked about. I think I'll
Yep.
link the video to this in the miscellaneous. Anderson Cooper was like, I can't believe we're talking about Civil War. It's like, you're on CNN. You actively encourage the protest that led to the deaths of like 30 people.
Yep.
You do not get to be surprised about Civil War.
And the how many?
You are the
officer
proprietors.
casualties?
You are the instigators of a Civil War. So you don't get to be surprised about a Civil War.
Yeah,
It was like over 1,000 people, officers injured,
Yep.
and then what was it, like maybe 15 killed?
something like that.
I don't know. It might not be
And,
correct as far as actual number
And then
killed.
how
but
much
I mean,
property damage?
no, billions.
Yeah, billions. Yeah.
I think it was like 700 something initially in the first, like when the
Yeah.
riots started to settle
Yep.
down, but they've picked up again. So,
Yep. And then
billions.
And then they still haven't. None of those numbers have been updated. So yeah.
and this is the thing: it's like why during an economic serious struggle as a result of a pandemic. Which, by the way, it's a funny thing. We'll get into the pandemic for a moment here because we didn't have it mentioned as any other topics here, except for Trump getting COVID. But the pandemic itself. I mean, I just know I'll link a video to a live stream where I was watching some lawyers go back and forth on this. Oh, by the way, I think I should probably mention when I mentioned Barnes, Viva Fry. These are litigators, these are lawyers who do good breakdowns of the news cycle from a legal perspective. And I watch their channel regularly. I'll leave a link to Viva Fry's channel. And I'll put the specific live stream in that I'm talking about. But what he was talking about recently was some of the lockdown stuff where Stickman, who was a federal judge in, I believe, Pennsylvania, basically laid out like dozens and dozens of pages of studies proving the lockdowns were absolutely worthless garbage and that the government knew it was worthless garbage. And then so he put an order in there declaring basically every lockdown policy unconstitutional. Well, then you had an appeals court order a stay of judgment so that way his verdict couldn't actually be enforced.
Yeah.
And in the reasons they listed, so basically generally speaking, when you list scientific data, studies, they have to be admitted into the record of studies, and they have to be cross-examined. That is to say, you have to have an expert testify on the legitimacy of the studies, that data, and be cross-examined over it. They just listed the studies as an off-record addition to their decision, so that there was no cross-examination. So you didn't get to have anyone go in there and say, your studies are bunk. Every study they listed as a reason to keep the lockdowns in place for the moment, it's all bunk science. None of it's good.
Oh, man.
And the government knows that. That's why they didn't admit it into the record. They know it's bullshit.
Right.
So I'm telling you affirmatively right now, as far as the lockdown stuff go, because I think I should have put that as a topic. It's really important. At least in Pennsylvania, they know it's bullshit, and they don't want it to be cross-examined in a court of law, because it'll come up as bullshit, and they know that.
Right.
So the lockdown stuff is fucking fascinating. That was the other part of the debate, because I think we're still on the debate, really. That was the big news for the week.
Yeah.
The other part of the debate is on the COVID stuff. Chris Wallace was just a dick.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I mean, holy crap, dude.
Yeah.
And I guess more accurately to say, he was a dick in the sense that he wasn't really doing anything.
Yeah.
Like when I watch that part of the debate, he'll on healthcare, on this, on that, he'll combat Trump. He'll get passes to Biden. But on the COVID stuff, he just let Biden lie.
Yeah,
outright lie. It's like, well, you wouldn't even let Trump give you an honest answer.
Yeah.
But you'll sit there and let that guy just say just verifiable bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell's happening?
Yeah, it's
like, this the other thing is, if you're going to play referee, then do it right. But you're not supposed to.
Right, yeah, for sure.
You're not even supposed to do that.
No, you're not.
So it's like there's just no consistent application of the Chris Wallace standard anywhere in the debate. No. In the COVID area and the Supreme Court stuff is a great example of that.
Yeah, really.
There's just no consistency.
No, none.
So it's just fucking weird.
Yeah. So, real quick, I did want to mention some other stuff that kind of made me laugh. That Trump was able to go.
Chris Wallace. I'm sorry.
That Trump was able to go Biden into saying. He was able to get Biden to say that everything with Hunter was totally discredited, even though it hasn't been at all, and it's actually been verified. All the stuff that he was talking about, and then I liked how
the only discredited thing about Hunter is him.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Hunter.
There's a reason why he never shows up anywhere to any of his events. There's a reason.
Too busy taking care of that crack baby he tried to abandon.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh god, even I feel kind of dirty about that one. That just sucks. That
really,
just sucks, man.
I actually
there's actual real. I wish so too, but they're like actual victims of the Bidens being complete and utter dipshits, and that's kind of, I think, reasonable to mention.
Yeah.
Like, for example, Burisma's being investigated for corruption. What exactly were they doing?
Yeah, exactly.
I really hope it wasn't screwing people over. I hope it was just a simple situation of the government giving them contracts they otherwise didn't deserve.
Right.
Like, I really hope they weren't actively screwing people over and really harming people, because that would be another example of the Biden seriously hurting people who didn't deserve it. Like, I want to know what they were being investigated for in the totality. If it's just that they were getting contracts they weren't due and they think it was because some nepotism, okay, fine. But I don't know, man. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell really exactly what damage the Bidens have done with all their extraordinary corruption. That's the issue with corruption, is it causes damage. 100%. Like, if it was just, someone got rich, okay, fine. But generally speaking, there's consequences for that.
Yes, without a doubt. All right.
So, whatever.
Yeah. And then I like how how he couldn't even defend Hunter. Like he shifted and started talking about Bo, and it's like, and then
Well, the only thing good he could say about Hunter is he got over his drug addiction, and I'm not
yeah,
sure if I believe that, but even if he did,
yeah, yeah,
so do lots of people
yeah,
regularly.
yeah, for sure. And
That is not a positive, dude. That's
it's
just
not.
that's a good thing. I'm
Yeah,
glad he's
he's
not on drugs anymore, but that
yeah,
is not
for
an
sure.
affirmative proof that he's not a bad person or something.
Yeah, it
Like
definitely
that
is
doesn't
not.
that has nothing to do with his
I mean,
corruption at all.
yeah, no, it doesn't.
Like that doesn't clean any aspect of his record.
Yeah, it doesn't. The fact that he was kicked out of the military for doing cocaine, and apparently it was an administrative discharge, which that sounds like really stupid. Definitely should not be an administrative discharge. If that's actually the case, then that's 100% wrong. That needs to be dishonorable, 100%. Um, so I don't know what the hell is going on there. I don't know when he was
Of course we do. The
discharged.
government's being
Yeah,
favoring its own, of course.
yeah. That's
I
probably what it was.
don't make the mistake of thinking that the military is exempt from this corruption.
Oh no, it's not. It's not, especially when it comes to stuff like that. It's definitely not. I can definitely speak on that. That's definitely not out of the realm of possibilities. Yeah,
I mean, these assholes. I mean, we talk about the illegal war in Libya. I mentioned a couple
yeah,
times already. What do you think? Who do you think fought that?
yeah,
Yeah, our military who didn't speak up about it, and those who did got kicked out of the military.
yeah.
So
For
they're not exactly a clean
for
organization either.
disobeying lawful order, quote unquote, lawful. Yeah, not lawful, but you know.
I mean, the U.S. military, I guess, like, if I could make a meme about it, would just have like I would have like a fighter jet pilot like take a selfie, like felt cute, might go bomb like an innocent civilian,
Yeah,
the Libyan village later. Like
there you go.
that's how I feel about them right now. I really don't feel super
Yeah,
good about the military. I think the good things we've done are in the past. Right now, I wouldn't say are particularly great. Our humanitarian efforts are good,
yeah,
but like
yeah, for sure.
all of Obama's administration is like legitimately horrible. Like
Oh yeah,
I can actually
100%.
understand some of the American hatred that comes from the Middle East. Like there is no doubt we have earned some of that as a
Yeah,
result of our just disgusting politicians.
for sure.
Not that the military is blameless. Obviously, they can refuse unlawful orders, but they don't.
Yeah, yeah, for
So
sure.
we're so far off track. I want to go ahead and move on from the debate for a little bit because
Well,
we're going
hold
to
on,
keep
hold on.
talking about that forever.
Hold on.
I think the
There
main
was a couple things that I did want to mention just real quick. Um,
well for what we've kind of hit
from the
literally
debate.
every point of the
So
debate.
he also said that Antifa was an idea and not an organization, um, which was really egregious. I cannot believe that he actually said that on the debate stage. I cannot believe that. And then he got him to flip flop again on the defunding the police, even though his thing with or I think he said it in an interview where he was like, "Yes, I am in support of cutting funding for police departments," which is
Well, that's what I mean with the flip flopping, or Trump trapped
yep,
him again. Because I mean, he's been really flip flopping on the issue, and he's basically had to say he's not going to cut police budgets on the stage. But it's like he's been in multiple interviews said he would absolutely reallocate resources, which is cutting the budget. That's what that
yeah,
is.
exactly, yeah,
That is defunding.
yep, it is, yeah, and then I think that was pretty much it as far as that I did like that was extremely serious to bring up. Oh, and this is actually one that I didn't know about, but where he says that Trump didn't ask Xi to allow experts into Wuhan. Apparently
Apparently we
he
did.
did. Apparently he
Apparently
did.
we did.
So yeah, it's freaking crazy. There are so many things that he was wrong or lying or just incorrect about. It's crazy.
Yeah, and Taiwan didn't ask to be slandered on the world stage, but your
Yeah,
party made sure that the American people thought they were illegitimate, even though they were giving us perfectly good fucking data on what was going
yep,
on in China.
exactly. Yeah,
So shut the fuck up. Like you give a
yep,
crap about what goes on in China. Like you give a crap about accurate
yeah,
data out of China.
yeah.
You
Oh yeah, and
idiots,
then
man.
I also love how he got Biden to lie
This
about.
well, this is also the guy that says China's our enemy. They're our competitor.
Oh yeah. Oh my
They're
gosh.
like in a fucking cold war with us right now. What the hell are you talking about?
I cannot. I really still cannot believe that he freaking said that.
Like, what are we competing for? You see who can screw the American people harder? Like, God damn it, American government! What the hell?
Yeah, it's not good.
Really? What are you competing with China for, Joe? Come on. You gonna see who can put more Muslims in camps? I think they'll win that one. I think they'll win that one.
Yeah,
You can try though. I'm sure you would. Fucking idiots, man.
yeah, for sure. And then one last
China's
thing.
our competitor.
Yeah, one last
Like
thing
in
from
what?
the from the debate.
Human rights abuse? Like what the hell
Yeah,
are we trying?
right.
What are we
Yeah,
competing for?
yeah. Nah.
Because you can't be economically. They're our biggest buyer. They're not competing with us. They're subsiding off of us.
Right. Yeah.
They're a parasite. They're not competing crap.
100%.
What do you mean competing with us? They rely on us. We're their goddamn lifeline. How the fuck do they even compete with us? Like we literally buy their shit. We're the only ones that buy their shit. Well, I don't say the only ones.
But the
We're
biggest.
their number one buyer. So it's like
Yes,
I say
exactly,
we're just not competing with them. That's not.
No, we're not.
Like in no way, even in a non-hostile sense, like if we had no agitation for China whatsoever, we still wouldn't be competing with them in any way.
No.
They're just taking our business.
Exactly. 100%. And then one last thing before we move on.
Like, how do you compete with your customer that you're also trying to kill?
Right. Yeah.
Like, I get how you can, bite the hand that feeds you, but can you compete with it?
No. No, you can't.
What an idiot!
Yeah. Really. Honestly.
Like, what an honest to God, like smooth-brained dipshit.
Yeah.
I've seen koalas with more like ribbed brains than Joe Biden. Fucking A, man.
So true.
Hey, what?
What's up? What's up?
Why isn't a koala considered a bear?
Why?
Doesn't meet the qualifications.
Hey, hell yeah. That was awesome.
The correct answer is they're marsupials, but I just wanted to know. We need a
There
little
you
bit
go.
of humor in here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Aside from Chris Wallace sucking Democrats off, that's immeasurably fun to watch.
Oh yeah, for sure. It definitely is. All right. So one last thing from the debate. I also loved how he also straight up denied the fact that he said or that he didn't call anybody or any military members stupid bastards.
Well, that's the other thing is the opposite of the troops sort of projecting sort of stuff. Like, they'll claim that Trump doesn't respect our troops when they're
Yeah.
literally calling them stupid bastards on camera.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, even if it
I
was a
never
joke,
said that.
even if it was a joke,
He straight up said that
you
he
at
never
least-
said it.
I know, but even if it was a joke,
Yeah.
which is the best defense of it technically,
Mm-hmm.
you have to admit there's more of a record of Joe Biden slandering our troops than Trump at this point. Like, that's
Oh
just,
yeah, 100%.
like, even if you think it's a joke, that's still like way worse than anything Trump's ever said.
Oh, 100%. Especially about our troops. Trump has been very respectful of our troops.
Dude, Trump is so pro our troops, he creates a whole new branch of military for them.
Exactly. The first new branch since the 40s.
Trump is so pro like our troops, he doesn't get them involved in illegal endless wars.
Exactly.
Trump is so pro our troop that they have seen military wages rise under Trump when they were, I believe, cut under Obama. Were they cut or stagnated?
They're stagnant. It was, or almost stagnant. We still got a raise every year, but it wasn't substantial. It was definitely substantial under Trump.
Okay, gotcha, guys. Basically stagnant. There just wasn't any more than the standard raise.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
And I'm all for cutting down the military budget, but I just don't think I don't think paycheck's the way to do it.
No, it's not.
I think there's a lot of other crap you can get rid of.
Yeah, that isn't the paycheck.
Like, for example, maybe if you have a guy that works in the armory, don't send him 15 boxes of buffer tubes when he only wanted 15.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's an actual story from a Marine
Yes.
I know.
Yep.
And guess what they did with the buffer tubes? Buffer tube assembly for the AR-15s, obviously. It's the rear part that holds the stock on. I don't know how many of you are gun guys, but buffer tube assemblies. Guess what they did with the extras? The CO literally just turned a blind eye and let people in the armory smuggle them out.
Yep.
Talk about wasting money. I don't think it's in paychecks. I mean, granted, some people in the military really shouldn't be getting paid for what they do, but
Yeah.
Let's just say I'm a lot harsher on the military than Trump is. Like, let's be honest here.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on, fucking Trump's gonna just shut the fuck up. Damn it, dude! If you weren't such a senile, stupid bastard, I'd tell you to shut up a lot more often. But fuck, do I love it when he talks?
Yeah, for sure.
I almost enjoy like Biden's unintelligible comments as much as I enjoy the slurping noises coming from Chris Wallace's general direction.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I do like that. Oh wait, no, sorry, I already said that. I thought I didn't. My bad. I pulled a Biden just now. But yeah, I think that's pretty much wraps it up for the debate.
You know the thing.
The thing, you know the thing.
You know the thing. You mean God?
Dude, that's always gonna be a classic, man.
Like, that's the thing. Like, when you
Yeah.
go back and look at the clip, he's talking about God.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You forgot God, which is so accurate.
Yeah, it really is.
That's how
Especially
Democrats
Mr.
do.
Yeah,
They
especially-
forget God.
Yep. especially Mr. What's it called? Oh yeah, denied communion. Yeah,
Denied communion.
Denied Jesus privileges.
Here's the deal, right?
Yeah.
If you're a Catholic and you get denied communion, you must have done something really bad.
Yeah, pretty much.
They claim it's over abortion, but these are the people that fuck children. So let's not sit here and pretend that Joe Biden's really all that bad in their eyes.
Right. Yeah.
He's definitely he's no worse than any other like Catholic priest abusing Boy Scout troops.
Right. Yeah. For sure.
So
specifically Langford. Only you and I are gonna get that reference.
yeah, maybe we shouldn't bring our friend into this
No,
podcast.
that's fine. I just said his last name. That's fine. There are millions of people with the last name Langford, so it's not really doesn't really matter.
I'm waiting for the furious text. What the fuck did you do? I'm all over the internet.
Yeah, right. I don't think
There's
he'll
so many
actually
pictures
care.
of me being like, so many edited crop pictures of Joe Biden sniffing me. What the hell did you do?
Yeah. One last thing I did want to mention is that I really appreciated Tim Pool's take on the debate because like
Well, he's basically like, Trump is the big strong man, Biden is a weak bitch.
Well,
It's like,
yeah.
accurate.
I meant looking at
accurate.
it from the foreign policy standpoint.
Well, that's what I mean. Like
Yeah, yeah.
Trump is the strong dude, the really like bombastic, the intimidating guy,
Yeah.
and Biden's like just the meek, like weak, pathetic. Like who's a good world leader? Like he's Trudeau.
Yeah. There you go.
He's Trudeau, and everyone knows it.
Yeah.
All right, we've already kind of covered the second topic. That's just more debate related. So the number 2 in the description is just actually going to be like a list of videos.
Yep, like
Let's
we
move on to
said.
our third topic here, which is going to, I think, really interesting, is that Trump has COVID. There's actually not a lot to say about that because
Yeah, not
they're
really.
keeping a lot of stuff under wraps. They're not super willing to talk about stuff regarding his health, obviously, for I think, fair reasons.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, it looks from the videos I've seen like he's doing reasonably well. From the press releases he's given, that he's doing reasonably well. If there's any serious update, I guess we'll put it on our Twitter. But like, he has COVID. He seems to be doing fine.
Yeah.
Let's see. Other people in his inner circle have COVID. Hopefully they pull through as well. But he personally doesn't seem to be doing too bad. So
Yeah. And
I think we move on to our fourth topic now.
He also said Melania's doing pretty well too. So
Yeah, she's
also-
younger by
Yeah,
a significant
yeah,
margin.
so-
But I think she's like under that. Like I don't know if she's under that like 65 year. I think she's under 60.
I'm pretty
Right?
sure she is. Yeah, I think she's under
Yeah, so I think
40s or 50s.
Yeah, exactly. She's like right in that age range where it's getting slightly more deadly than young people, but like not terribly more.
Yeah, no.
She's probably going to be just fine.
Yeah. She has a better chance of being fine than the president does.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah.
But we got Chris Cuomo now, and Ted Cruz going at it.
Oh man.
This is a 20-minute long section. I'm going to be really honest with you. I've only seen clips. I have not watched the full
Okay.
section. I don't want to watch the full section. I do not want to watch Chris Cuomo if I can avoid it. Holy crap.
Dude,
The only time I want to see Chris Cuomo is when Crowder's got his foot firmly planted, like in his ass,
Yes.
which was supposed to be October 3rd, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, it didn't. He lied to us.
Yeah, I'm mildly pissed.
Yeah, I am too.
But anyway, we've linked all the relevant material down there. I think the takeaway from this was that one of the big discussions there was like the whole Chris Cuomo was getting upset because he was saying that oh, you're such an honest guy, you're such a down the middle guy, you're such a it's like, no, he's a Republican senator. He has an agenda, literally has an agenda. He's on a side with an actual platform. So yes, he has an agenda.
Exactly.
Is he going to attack Trump? No, he works for the dude. That's the guy he has to work with. His criticism of you was, you have claimed to be objective. Your job is not to work with the governor. My job is to work with the president.
Right.
Meanwhile, you'll get him on your news show and suck his dick.
Exactly.
You'll get on his news show and you'll just talk him up like he's the greatest governor in the country when he's demonstrably the worst.
Yeah, he really is.
And it's like, you won't even address the fact that there are
he might not be
16,000.
as Whitmer.
No, he is worse by the numbers.
Yeah,
and I
by
think
the numbers, but
since
the
all their
policy is
coverage has been of
worse.
COVID, they need to at least discuss the fact that, well, the policy that Whitmer has worse, but the policy he had is worse in is I think much more dramatic in New York because it's a much more like high density situation.
Yeah.
So I'd say like you could take Whitmer's policy over to New York and it wouldn't be any better than it already is right now.
Oh no, it would
say that
it would
it's
definitely
just
be worse.
bad.
It would definitely be worse because.
No, I'm saying it wouldn't be. Sorry. It wouldn't be any worse. What I meant to say.
I don't think know about that because
I don't think her policy would be any more detrimental.
Forced
No. You have to look at the totality of her policies. One of her policies was you can't even visit your second home. Meanwhile, Chris Cuomo was like, sorry, not Chris Cuomo,
Andrew Cuomo.
Governor de Blasio and Governor Cuomo were like, we'll leave the subways open.
Right.
So
Yeah.
sorry, but no, he had a lot of bad policies. It wasn't just the one policy.
Yeah.
He was
I
bad
know.
on
I know.
a
That's
number
true.
of fronts, and that makes him the worst governor in the country. There's not really a question about that. He has some strong competition from Whitmer and Murphy, but
Yeah.
he takes the cake, man, in so
Yeah.
many ways.
Yeah.
And
That's fair.
I've had family die in New Jersey. Trust me,
Yeah.
I could have a different opinion on this if I wanted to,
Right.
but I really
Yeah.
think he works the worst, and he continues
I
to be.
think it's either him or Whitmer, because just
I think Whitmer's more of an authoritarian bitch, but at least she doesn't go
Yeah.
around saying. At least she doesn't go around sending people in nursing homes and leaving public transit in New York City open.
That's true. That's true. You're right.
I mean, there's a collection of
That's a good
policies here
point.
that are pretty bad in Cuomo.
Yeah. That's true.
And this is the fuckwad that goes out and says Trump was entirely to blame and like publicly, and then he'll get down like on a hot mic or not even a hot mic, but like on
Yeah.
a local meet and greet with the press, and he'll be like, "Well, Trump actually gave us everything we wanted."
Yeah.
Just stop shitting on the dude, you asshole.
Yeah. Just stop it. Get some
He's just the
help.
worst. He's just the worst, man. And it's like just the thing with Chris Cuomo is like that may be your brother, but he's also the governor of the state with the highest death rate at this
Yeah.
time.
So it's not good.
Do yourself a favor, and for 1 second, pretend you actually are an objective journalist. Like, just pretend,
Yeah.
because I know you're not. Put on the costume,
Yep.
and ask him a hard question. Like, hey, listen, you can even softball him. Like, oh, well, I know you were hit first. You were hit pretty hard. But that's because you were hit first, and yada yada yada. We didn't have a lot of data, so I know all of that. But some questioned the policies regarding your keeping things open all the way up to like towards the end of March. Issues with the subway systems, where you were telling people to social distance elsewhere, but in the subways they could pack on like sardines. I mean,
Yeah.
really, remember there was at the same. I know for a fact because I was watching this. I know for a fucking fact there was this man and woman that like nearly arrested by a cop because they were holding hands with their husband and wife. At the same time, the subways were fully operational, and it's like, you're a fucking joke, dude. You're not. Your state's not real. It's not a real place for real people. It's for phonies and dipshits and people that happen to trade stocks. That's what your place is. And also getting hit by terrorist attacks, which were completely fucking avoidable. That's what your city's for. It's not for real people to do real things.
Yeah.
So, yes, de Blasio and his policy and this thing is the governor, I think, if you're going to do statewide, like here's like policies on social distancing, how about you go into New York City and enforce it too?
Yeah.
Why does New York City somehow, like, the transit system gets to stay open?
Yeah, it's really weird.
Just ridiculous. Like, nothing, and then the nursing home policy is terrible too. I mean, everything's terrible.
Yeah.
It's like the very few things, and this is the other thing. This is the thing with Whitmer that I don't know if Whitmer had the same situation, but I know for a fact, because it was a huge topic of discussion at the time, that we had a hospital ship parked outside, outside of New York, of New York's coast. Said we will take on as many people from a hospital as we can, and you can use hospitals for COVID patients. We will get your critical people out of there onto a perfectly state-of-the-art hospital. We'll get them away, basically quarantined, so that's kind of. I think those two people should be on the hospital. Actually, that made more sense to me. But whatever, they had the reverse policy, and they said we'll free up hospital space. They didn't use the ship.
Nope, they did not use it.
They said, no thanks. We have this pop-up hospital set up by this humanitarian group. And the humanitarian is like, oh, cool. Well, we got it all set up, ready to go. And I'm like, actually, no thanks. We have these things called nursing homes.
Yeah.
And that's where they sent sick people.
Yep.
Why? Well, here's my deal, right? If this was because if your policy was remove healthy people or people that were not suffering from COVID, not healthy exactly, just in the hospital, but take people that were not suffering from COVID and move them to places where they wouldn't get infected. If that was the initial policy, then how the fuck did that become? Let's send the infected into old people's homes.
Yeah, I don't understand.
That's not even the same policy.
That's not.
Those aren't the same thing.
They're not.
They're like the opposite. Why? Why?
I really can't believe. I can't fathom what was the thought process of thinking that was a good idea.
I know exactly what it was.
Okay, what was it?
Okay, here's the deal. There's two things you have to consider. By population, who do you think takes out the most from government aid? Who takes the most off the state?
Seniors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Medicaid, Social Security stuff, pensions, maybe the government, because the New York City has these ridiculous pension policies for like government employees, you know.
Right.
So who's taking the most of your money without giving anything back? That would be the seniors.
Mm.
Which population is more likely to vote Republican?
Seniors.
Seniors. So who's inconvenient for you on two fronts? Seniors. What does this plague happen to do? Mostly kill seniors. So what are we going to do? Make sure they get infected.
That's definitely possible.
I think it was murder, and I'm not exaggerating that. I mean, you look at it in every way. Again, you look at the hospitals they set up to alleviate this problem that they didn't use for whatever goddamn forsaken reason. You look at the direct policies they were going. He was attacked on this while the policy was in place. While this was a serious, he was told this is bad. He didn't answer the question. He refused to talk about it.
Yeah, he did.
So, I mean, my personal, and I think Whitmer's no better than this. I'm just saying that Governor Cuomo had to be more effective at killing old people. I just think it was murder. I don't have a lot of other ways to construe it, because no reasonable person goes, we have a virus from China, and here's a hospital to help you evacuate your current hospitals, and this will help you free up space. And there's only one thing we know: it kills old people. Good luck. What do they fucking do? It's like, oh my god, it's like the worst. It's the exact opposite of a policy anyone with a brain cell would pursue. It's like, what the hell are you doing? This is the precise opposite of rational thought. What the fuck is happening? And so my opinion is it's murder. Because I don't think he's irrational. I think he's an asshole.
Yeah, for sure.
I think, I think asshole might be a little bit underrated. I think he's a genocider. What would you call it? What's the word for genocide? I mean, what would you call Adolf Hitler? Like, genocide Nazi. What's the word for people who commit genocide?
Piece of shit. I guess.
Yeah, piece of shit. That'll do.
I mean, that's really all I can think of. Is a piece of shit.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I mean, mass murder, but it's not mass murder specifically. You're not just going after anyone you can. You're trying to kill people specifically because you don't like them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. It just feels like an attempted genocide to me. Like, I know that's really an extreme statement, but I don't really have a good one. And I talked to my grandparents about this too, because they were the ones that kind of convinced me of this theory. They're like, because I didn't know how bad New York was, I wasn't following it that closely, and they kind of laid out some stuff for me when I was visiting them a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh damn, wow, none of these policies make any sense.
Yeah, they don't. They really don't.
They just don't.
They don't.
Unless they're trying to kill old people, then they all make sense.
Yeah. Or an alternative that I've seen is that they also wanted the hospitalizations and like flattening the curve and stuff. They wanted it to look good, but yeah.
Well, if you were chasing herd immunity, I get it. But even in all the herd immunity models I've seen, you try and spare old people. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like the subways being open, New York City more or less functioning as it normally does. That makes perfect sense to me. But the nursing home policies coupled with that, added with the whole hospital policy, none of that makes sense together.
No, it doesn't. It does not.
I don't know how much else to say. That's the thing, though. He gets on there with Cruz, and Cruz points out a lot of this.
Yep,
Cruz,
does.
Dude, you're like the worst in the fucking country, and you didn't even challenge him on it.
Yeah.
I was out here to talk about a book, and you're attacking me. Let me tell you about your fucking brother. He was one of the worst people on earth right now, and you defend him.
Yep.
More accurately, you could softball. You didn't even. It wasn't that you made a defense of him. You just never asked him a hard question.
Yeah, 100%. And then Cuomo also made a point to attack Republican governors as well, and basically, saying that they did a bad job.
He made that a centerpiece of his show when he was with Cuomo.
Yeah.
Because when Governor Cuomo, because when he was talking about his stuff, he said, "You're just so great. Look at these evil Republican senators." Like,
yeah,
you have it flipped 180. You don't get to sit there and say that Ron DeSantis was like 3,900 deaths is even comparable to your brother's 30,000.
No, it's not.
You don't even with a higher population.
Yes.
In a warmer climate. Although I think that, yeah, technically speaking, warmer shouldn't go away. That's not. Sorry, that doesn't actually work. Bacteria would work, not viruses.
Yeah.
But I mean, anyway, the other thing that's interesting, larger population. But one of the things that DeSantis said that no one gets enough attention for, he doesn't get enough credit for, or doesn't get paid enough attention to. The number, guess okay. Where do you think the most likely destination was for someone leaving New York City during the pandemic?
Florida.
It was Florida. Yep. I kind of made that easy for you.
Yeah, you did, but I knew it anyways.
Yeah, because that's been we've talked about this.
Yes, we have.
But it was Florida, so like, I'm sorry, but to think that there's just no excuse for it. Florida had every right to be just as bad as New York, but they weren't. They just weren't. And I think that has everything to do with the governance. Like, if you see two places with roughly similar, or even one place having a significant disadvantage, yet that in the case like Florida is doing way better, and the only real difference you can find is not between public attitude. I mean, people in New York City versus Miami didn't act any different as far as I could tell. There must be a policy problem here. And when you have, like, what was it? They were saying up between like 12 and like 16,000 of the deaths in New York City were nursing homes. Like, dude, that's half of them.
Yeah.
A third or half of them. So I can give you the excuse of you were the first place to get hit, you didn't know a lot about the disease, so of course you got hit a bit harder. But I can't make that excuse when half your deaths are nursing home deaths.
Yeah, and then on top of that,
the only place you knew for a fact you had to protect.
Yeah, we knew from the outset, or from the
We
beginning.
knew that before it even hit Italy. We knew that when it was in China, but only in China, that was the case.
Yes.
It was not a secret at that time that young people were mostly unaffected.
Yeah.
And that old people have like a 7%, it was like 7 or 8% death rate at that time. It was ridiculous.
Something like that, yeah. It was.
Now it's down to
really
closer
bad.
to like 2 to 5, depending on like exactly how old you are. But like,
Right,
like
yeah,
over 5%. And then like under that, like 60 to 75, it's like 2 to 3.
Right.
But regardless, 7% death rate for like anyone over 60 in China. Like a 7% death rate. Like, that could be wrong. I'll have to see the exact figure. It was pretty high though. Like, it wasn't
Very
a joke.
high.
We knew that for a fact it was a problem.
Yeah.
And this guy sends people in the nursing home? You fucking, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then he manipulates the
bad.
data. When they die in a hospital, he doesn't count that as a nursing home death,
Nope.
even though they got infected at a nursing home as a result of his policy.
Yeah.
So he manipulates the data so you can't tie it back to his policy.
Exactly.
Sorry, though, we went over the fine-tooth fucking comb, and turns out about, I think, was it 12, 16, something like that? Someone was saying 11,000 initially, and I heard someone say 14, and I've heard someone say 17. 12 to 16 is where I'm going with that. I'll try and link a more accurate article, and I will actually, in the miscellaneous category, like death rates in New York, see if I can get a good breakdown for you. Because we haven't talked about COVID in a while, actually. In the last 2 weeks, we haven't really talked about it.
Yeah.
So this is interesting, I think, discussion to have when we talk about like the Chris Cuomo versus Ted Cruz things. Like, when Ted Cruz says you're not a fair journalist, it's like, that's an accurate point. You don't really have a good defense for it. Look at the way you treat your brother versus how you treat Cruz versus how you treat literally any other governor that you've talked about.
Exactly.
It's horrible. It's honestly disgusting. Like, if you want to celebrate the human death, there are a lot of less roundabout ways to do it.
Yes. 100%.
You don't have to beat around the bush, dude. I understand you jerk off the dead old people and children, but this is just like
yeah, it's a little too much. But yeah, no.
a little too on the nose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, that was a Chris Cuomo joke.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Because he made it. Because that was like his most notable section when his brother's like, "Oh, you have such a big nose."
Oh yeah.
It's like, actually, it's such a big death count. That's a much more interesting, discussion to be having. But
nice.
all right, we got it on just the first 4 topics. I think we're gonna go ahead and speed through these couple and try and get to one really interesting one on the bottom. Yep. But topic number 5. So on the topic of COVID and Trump, because we've had a little bit of discussion with that. We've had COVID for the last couple topics. Actually, it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Getting back to that stuff. You may have noticed when Robert Trump died that people were like #wrong Trump.
Yep.
So you may be inclined to believe that people on the left are wholly kind, forgiving, and loving, all accepting, tolerant, and completely and totally. I mean, they're literally Jesus.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100% pure.
Of course, they're celebrating that he has COVID.
Yeah. No.
And hoping for his death, of course.
Yep.
I'm saying right now, if Joe Biden got COVID, I would not want him to die.
No, I would
First,
not.
that's a human being
Yes.
with a family.
Yep.
Who, while he may deserve to die, that may not be a particularly hard case to prove. Actually, I wouldn't want him to.
No. Yeah, there's
not
a difference between
wishing death on people is just not an acceptable thing to do in politics.
No,
Unfortunately, fortunately, it's just not remotely acceptable.
No, not in the slightest.
No amount of political discourse is if it's political. Now, if it's purely ideological, like when we're talking about like Antifa versus, I guess the I don't know, like the cops. I guess I don't know which faction we would side with. Specifically, I would side more of the citizenry, like the militia, but the militia isn't really fighting right now. They're just fighting average citizens.
Right.
Okay, put it that way. Antifa versus the average citizen. If you attack a guy, if you try and beat someone to death, yeah, you do deserve to die. I'm sorry, but you forfeit your right to live.
100%.
You've proven that you want to kill people and that you're going to do it if you get an opportunity. Yeah, you deserve to die.
Yeah. You
That
forfeit
isn't
the
a
right
political
to live.
argument. That's a violent
It's not.
attack on someone based on ideology.
Yep.
It's completely political at that point because you're not trying to score points. You're not trying to sway them. You're just trying to kill people that don't agree
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like that's tyrannical. It's fascist. It's certainly political.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
So
definitely not.
in the realm of politics, where violence is obviously unacceptable, if we're sticking to that realm, maybe that's not going to be a golden rule for much longer.
Maybe.
Seeing how things are going.
Yeah.
Maxine Waters, if you see anyone of that administration at a gasoline station, fucking Christ, yeah, the 40s, bitch.
Yeah.
First and foremost, update your goddamn lexicon. Second,
Yeah.
shut up.
Yeah. But yeah. So
Anyway, it's just not acceptable. Like I don't
it's
understand
not.
where Rachel Maddow had
Yeah, she did.
a really honestly good tweet
She
about this.
did.
She
Yeah.
said, well, I can't really quote her exactly. I'd have to paraphrase her. I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
fucking remember it. She was just compassionate.
Yeah,
Just
she was.
compassionate. When she was the president, just hey, like, sucks you got COVID. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rachel Maddow. You goddamn, who would have
Exactly.
fucking? I mean, 5 seconds ago, she thought Putin had his well, I'm not gonna say what she thought, but she thought
said,
Putin was pretty well involved. Put it that
Yeah.
way. Donald Trump, but even she doesn't want him to die. And it's like, God, fucking
Exactly.
Christ! If this person can show a little bit of decorum, a little bit of respect, and just why can't everyone else on the left?
Right. Yeah. But nope. Nope. They sure as hell can't.
Really nice seeing the number of people on the left that have just said, okay, sorry, sucks that happened. That
Yeah.
aren't using the political game. That aren't trying to score points here with their base. That are just being human beings. Like that's actually nice to see. I think it's a good
Yeah.
de-escalation
Yep.
of tensions. And so it just sucks. Like it just sucks that there are so many people on Twitter, specifically Twitter. I don't really see a lot of other places, wishing for Trump to die. It's like, Christ, guys.
Yeah.
Weren't these the people that said like a couple months ago that don't impeach Trump because you get Pence? Pence is the worst.
Yeah.
Like I'm hearing debates like where it's like, well, it's your way to impeach Trump. Like obviously he's Satan, but
Yeah.
it's Pence worse. It's like that's the level of discussion you get on the left. Unfortunately,
Yeah. It really is, and it's unfortunate. To be
I
sure.
didn't do a very good Joy Behar impression, but you get the idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
So that was actually kind of nice on her part.
Yeah.
It was also
Yeah.
pretty awful on his part.
Yeah. So I do have some quotes here from some people's Twitter pages. So here's one. I don't feel bad about hoping he dies because I've been hoping that since 2015. This person's name was Daniel Golson. And the article doesn't say where he's from, but obviously he's a lefty. Here's one. Black Lives Matter activist Danielle Muscato tweeted, "I'm not one to laugh at other people suffering, but ha
bullshit.
ha 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 ha," in all caps.
Bullshit!
Burn.
Black Lives Matter. Like you absolutely
Yep.
love other people suffering, specifically if they're black.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
What
And then
assholes.
she said, "Burn in hell, you."
owned businesses and then say that I'm compassionate. Fuck you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fuck you.
She then said, "Burn in hell, you mother effer," and then hashtag COVID-19, hashtag.
Okay, first and foremost, if you're on the left and you think hell's a real place, you have to recognize you're going there.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty much.
I would not bring up hell when you vote Democrat.
Yeah,
Now, it's best just not to believe in it.
pretty much. Yeah.
Give yourself some comfort
100%.
before you find yourself there.
Yeah. So.
How terrifying would it be actually to be an honest-to-God Christian and vote Democrat? Like, can you imagine how terrifying that would be?
Yeah, pretty
The
terrifying.
certainty of eternal damnation. Wouldn't that just be hard?
Yes.
Because I think I see a lot of people, Christians. We talk about rhinos and dinos. People that are just in name only. I see a lot of Christians in name only too.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing. 100%. But yeah.
So I would say that any legitimately faithful Christian, that is to say, they're going to honor every aspect of the Bible, not just the ones they like.
Yep.
Would have a hard time voting for abortion on demand and socialism.
Yeah. 100%.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
I would say that I don't think the Bible actually necessarily cares one way or the other about the government structure.
Mhm.
Of course, if you were to be properly biblical, I don't think he would value the stripping of people of their free will and property. I think you would at least understand it's wrong. But there is a given to Caesar line. So I would say that at least there's an understanding that the government really shouldn't affect your faith at all.
Yeah.
But clearly, these people are letting it.
Right. Yeah.
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 You're under Caesar. What is Caesar's? So, I mean, obviously he didn't care about taxation. Caesar's a tyrant, but he clearly saying give him what he's due. So I'd say that, the idea there is that it doesn't really matter what government structure you have. You can be a Christian. Just, you don't have to necessarily be, like, anti-government. Kind of funny because Jesus is kind of anti-government.
Right, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe there's something else to that line I'm not fully understanding, but I mean, it seemed like a pretty straightforward idea,
For sure. Yeah. All right. I got a couple more that I want to read.
So not that you couldn't be a Christian in a socialist country. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm saying
no.
you vote for socialism as
Yeah.
a conscious Christian, as someone that actually is aware of what you're doing.
Definitely not.
You couldn't ask for it to be implemented, but you could be a Christian in a socialist nation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That wasn't my point.
Yeah. No, I think it was pretty clear what you were saying.
Okay, good.
Yeah. All right. So here's another quote. I don't want the current powers of the GOP to rally behind someone savvier and more civilized than Trump because we're already in enough trouble as it is. But I'm not going to pretend and be polite here. And then he has a dash and he says, I hope Trump effing dies a painful COVID death, and I'm not sorry. This guy, his name is Brad Galloway. I guess he's a blogger.
Okay, 5 seconds ago was let's have compassion for people with COVID. Now it's flipped to I hope he dies of COVID. Like,
yeah.
Get your shit together, guys. Does human life matter or not?
Yeah, right, exactly.
What the hell is happening here? Oh, dude, we should get some institute to release like a spoof study, say that 95% of people that died of COVID were Republicans because they didn't follow like the laws, and then see what they think about these 204,000 deaths.
Oh yeah, yep.
I really want to hear it.
Oh yeah, that would be hilarious.
We're not talking about suckers and losers. We're talking about like shitty comments about like constituents or soldiers. Like fucking Christ, can you imagine what the Democrats would say if they realized that? Look how they went after Herman Cain.
Yep. Oh, dude, he was mentioned too. So, hold on, let me see. Oh, here we go. Cheer up, Mr. President. Herman Cain got COVID and he's still managing to tweet.
True.
Yeah. And then let's see.
This is a funny thing. I was like, the people like
attacking
acting all
Melania
like,
as well.
like this is the one just jump a Trump meme. Like, do I look rattled?
Yeah. Do I?
Like, does he sound like right?
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much. And then.
If you had to get on Twitter to publicly announce that you want the president of the United States to die, maybe just perhaps your mother doesn't love you, and neither do I.
Yeah.
You're not doing yourself any favors. Put it that way.
Definitely not. And of course, where did it go? Linda Sarsour. Want to guess what she had to say?
Allahu Akbar as she ran towards a voting registration area? I don't know.
No. She is giving in. She's giving in to conspiracy theories now. She said, "Seems like someone doesn't want."
She's Muslim. Just the whole thing is conspiracy theories.
That's true.
Okay.
You're right.
With that, well, Isaac wasn't the true guy. He was no, it was Ishmael. It's like, dude, they've been conspiracy theories from the fucking beginning.
You're right.
And raping is okay.
Yep.
Okay, guys, sure.
She said, "Seems like someone don't want to go back on the debate stage," and with 2 thinking emojis. And I'm just like, "Oh yeah."
Dude, it's so funny because the first people to mention no more debates was not Trump.
It wasn't. It was the Democrats.
Like the only way that could be a reasonable tweet is Trump was faking it, but he's clearly not.
That's what she's saying.
But he's so obviously not.
Yeah.
And that's the problem, is that he's so obviously not, because he's canceling his events.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, I'm sorry, I don't think Trump is smart enough to fake his COVID stuff and cancel events.
No.
I think he's
not playing 4D chess. Like
he's not always. I think he'd hold the events and be like, but I was like 20 feet away.
Yeah.
He was faking it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he checks into the like Walter Reed's. Like, no, he seems.
Yeah. All right.
And he looked a little worried at first. I mean,
he did,
initially,
he
he looked a little worried. And he's
Yeah.
obviously not so much anymore. But the funny thing about that is, like, someone doesn't want to have another debate. Like, yeah, that's someone's Biden.
Yeah, he really doesn't.
His entire campaign, who has called for him not to debate.
Yeah.
Speaking of debates, speaking of people not wanting to have them, let's move on to topic number 6 real quick.
Wait, hold on, real quick. There are 2 more people that I wanted to bring up.
We're like 2 hours into this, and I have to go to bed tonight. So we're actually going to move on, and those are going to be in the links.
Hold on, just real quick. I just want to mention it real quick.
Chris Wallace is pretty hard. Moving on to the debates commission, they're attempting to rule change, specifically so they can mute people's mics when they want to. I think you can tell what my complaints with that are going to be.
Oh yeah. 100%. It's pretty
I don't think
obvious.
this is I mean, first and foremost, it's hard to. My only question is, how is this construed as something that disadvantages Trump or that stops Trump? You have to realize he's just gonna shout.
Yes, exactly. That's
And
exactly what he's
he
going to do.
can't shout.
Yep.
So how is this a problem for Trump?
Yeah.
He's literally gonna get back on that stage. They're gonna mute his mic and he's like, "My lungs are great. I don't have COVID anymore. My lungs are amazing. I can do this all day." He's just shout at Chris Wallace.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna have to mute Chris Wallace because he's gonna fucking get over there and get in Chris Wallace's mic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You should walk up to Joe Biden and try and steal his mic. Biden's like,
yeah,
"Oh
there
my,
you go.
you man." COVID.
Yeah, that would be funny for sure.
He's like, "I keep muting my mic, Joe. I have to take yours.
Yep.
This is equality. This is socialism. You need to pay your fair share, Joe. You have mic privileges. I don't. I'm unprivileged. I'm one of the oppressed. I need mic privileges, Joe. You need to give me your time.
Orange man, I am oppressed.
I'm reclaiming my time, Joe."
I reclaim my time.
Reclaim it.
But yeah, no, it's pretty crazy, man.
It's crazy because it's transparent.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you didn't like how that first one went because Trump was too bombastic, and so you're gonna
Yeah.
try and cut him off at the knees. It's like, okay, well, so if you're gonna be partisan hacks and claim to host debates, you're kind of delegitimizing yourself, dude. I think you're actually making it so people aren't gonna
Yeah.
want to watch you anymore, which is a really bad business strategy.
Yeah, it is.
Don't give people the impression that this event is being hosted by people who are going to skew it one way, because then they're not gonna
Yep.
watch.
Yeah, pretty much.
And they already have that impression, unfortunately. Don't make it any worse, man.
Yeah, they definitely do.
So, I think it's topic number 7. Just move on to that.
Yeah. Well,
You
real-
have something to
real
say
quick,
about it.
the campaign pushed back on that, by the way. The Trump
Of
campaign.
course.
Yeah.
But you went in and put this one in there, so I don't
yeah,
really know
yeah,
a lot
I
about
did.
this.
So, and the couple of days after the debate, or it might have been the day after, or the 2 days after, Kayleigh McEnany was doing a press tour, or not a press tour, a presser.
Golden Goddess was
What's up?
speaking down to little
I'm
people
sorry.
like us.
Yeah, dude. Oh my gosh, things like this is why I love her so much. She's so awesome. She's so
Bernie
sharp.
Sanders, she's just on it.
Yeah, she
You
is.
can't catch people off guard.
No, you can't.
She knows what she's doing. It's
She's
like it's
ready.
just unpredictable.
Yeah, no, she's like one of the most prepared persons for any press
Well, it's
briefing that I've ever seen.
like Trump could pick women to put into government and get it right.
Exactly.
No one else.
Exactly. Yeah, but a Fox.
Proving that Trump is just phenomenal once again. Even the women he picks are amazing. Sorry,
Oh,
that was
yeah.
a terrible joke. I mean, women can obviously be involved in government, just that
Yeah,
generally speaking, they're ass at it.
Case in
Obviously
point,
not because
Nancy
they have-
Pelosi.
Well, case in point, Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, Hillary Clinton. Yeah.
Case in point, like Susan Rice. Susan
Yeah.
Rice.
Or
Case in point.
Maxine Waters. Oh wait.
Waters. Yeah, exactly.
Oh wait.
AOC. Oh, Christ, there's just a never-ending list of just god
Ilhan
awful
Omar.
female.
Which dude, I actually forgot about that. Project Veritas dropped the bomb on Ilhan Omar. Maybe we'll get to that next week.
They bombed her village. I'm sorry.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm
man.
not sorry. I'm not remotely sorry.
Oh my goodness. All right, but yeah, basically going back to what we were talking about, we kind of got off topic there. But Kayleigh McEnany is freaking phenomenal. She's so good at her job. I really want to see what she does after, if she moves on from this, if Trump gets reelected, if she'll stay on, and if so, at the end of the 4 years, what is she gonna do?
She was pulled from his campaign.
Yeah,
I guarantee you, campaign and maybe even get a spot in the next government.
yeah,
That's my thing, because he was part of his campaign. That's where he got it from.
right, yeah.
He introduced her through his campaign, so I think she'll go back to the campaign trail for whoever the next Republican nominee is.
Yeah.
I think she'll be great.
Oh yeah, she definitely will be.
For that guy.
Yeah, dude, I really kind
Prefer-
of want to see her. I want to see her run for office. Like,
No, I think she's just phenomenal press secretary. Like her
Maybe.
way that she handles the media is so good that I think it'd be a waste of her talents to put her somewhere else.
maybe.
I think we need to use her for the resource that she is, which is a phenomenal press secretary.
Yeah, but I mean down the road.
Mm,
Like way far down the road.
Sarah Huckabee Sanders is running for office, and if
Mm.
she actually ends up doing a good job, runs a good campaign, and
Mm-hmm.
is actually good in office, then I'll support your idea.
Okay.
But for the moment, I don't have a good history of press secretaries turning to
That's fair.
politicians.
That's fair. No.
I have George Stephanopoulos, not exactly a good
Yeah,
history.
that's true. That's
But
fair.
then again, he won the news, so
Yeah.
I would
So.
say that ideally, I'd like to see her involved more in the absolute destruction of the media.
Oh yeah, for sure. She's so with it, man. She knows exactly. Like, oh man.
She's a shit, man. She's a
Yeah,
shit.
she really is. And we're about to showcase how much of the shit that she is. And I mean that in a good way, obviously. So, she was answering questions, and a journalist, quote unquote, from Fox. He,
A lot of those lately.
yeah, a lot of those recently.
That's the point.
He went after her, saying that he accused the Trump administration of refusing to definitively denounce white supremacy during Thursday's White House press briefing, and then he complained about it more. But he basically went back and forth. He freaking tried to crucify her, like, because he asked her why hasn't the president condemned white supremacy, even though he has, and then she cited several occasions. I think at least 3 or 4 occasions. I think it might have been more. I think it might have been like 5, and then 2 of them were within that last week. And then
Response, I don't know, why didn't you ask unreasonably biased questions? Oh wait, you did multiple times.
Yeah. that would have made it even better. But yeah, but she said that, and then he was like, yeah, but are y'all willing to do it again now? And she's like, I just did. and then he just kept on going back and forth with her, and then she tried, she kept on saying, okay, I'll read it again or whatever. And then I don't know if she said this I don't think she said this during the thing, but she tweeted him afterwards, and she said, I would also refer you to your wife's reporting from 21 hours ago. Accurate reporting I cited in the White House press briefing. And it was a statement from that man's wife saying that Trump denounced white supremacy.
I don't know. I'd have like 0 kills as a press secretary. I'd be like, I'd also refer you to your wife, who, as we can see clearly in this video, is taking 5 black dudes at once, which is remarkably impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, God, good for her.
Yeah. But I love how she's kind of just like, I love how she was just like, boom, your wife said she did. Like, it's just so good.
All the women in this man's life are better than him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sorry, but you're trash. Total trash.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, no, and it was just really funny for me to. It was frustrating at first, but then I saw her, obviously heard her responses, and then I saw her tweet, and I was like, oh shit, man, she just smoked your ass. She just rolled you up into a blunt and smoked you. Yep. Yeah, but anyways, but that's pretty much it. All right. So next topic. This one's sort of a little bit funnier, I think. Yeah. So.
How do we define funny?
What's up?
How do we define funnier?
Well, I guess just genuinely funny, because it's fun to laugh at Jim Acosta.
That's true, but a portion of me wants to cry.
Why? Why would you?
Because it's Jim Acosta.
Yeah.
Every time I have to look at Jim Acosta, I'm reminded.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's a good point.
I'm reminded that there is legitimate reason to question God's existence.
That's true.
It's out there. There's. I'm reminded that every time I make an argument about abortion, that my opponent could pull out the "but Jim Acosta exists" card. I'd have no response.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I couldn't defend it.
Right. True.
I'm sorry. That was genuinely awful. I do not want Jim Acosta to be aborted.
Nope. No.
I'd rather see him shot in the street.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I don't mean that.
By Trump.
Honestly.
In the middle of Fifth Avenue.
Yes. Exactly.
So,
And my supporters, this is actually better. See, it's not that his supporters wouldn't care. It's that we would proactively support it.
yeah. No, so for those of you who didn't get the joke.
But back to not supporting the murder of political opponents.
No.
Honestly, though, in a real world situation, I just want him to talk more.
Yeah.
That is so gold.
Oh, yeah.
I also want to make jokes at his expense, and I will
Yeah.
continue to do so.
Oh,
But
yeah,
if
100.
I do call for the deaths of anyone, I hope you know it's humor.
No. Yeah, it's 100% humor and it's
Or me being
satirical.
an idiot, but I promise you
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I wouldn't support that.
No, no, absolutely not. He would be condemned totally.
No, I'm kidding. Not even her. Not even her.
Nope, nope. All right. So basically, Jim Acosta had a book that came out. It looks like it was in June of this year. Yeah, June. Oh, sorry, not this year. June of last year. His first book came out, and he did a book signing, and nobody showed up.
What is the book on, Wyatt?
What's up?
What's the book about, Wyatt?
I don't know. It didn't say in the article. I don't
Oh,
really
okay.
care.
It's about Jim Acosta.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it is.
Just so you know.
Oh, so actually, apparently it's called. Okay, so I was wrong. I did read the article, but I forgot because it's been like 2.5 hours since I read the article. Apparently, the title of it is "The Enemy of the People," which is apparently stolen directly from Donald Trump, who slammed fake news media as the enemy of the people for spreading lies meant to gaslight them.
It's
So
kind of
yeah,
hard to be the enemy of the people when you bring when you bring peace to the Middle East, don't start new wars, give them jobs.
yeah,
God, very good job of screwing us over.
yeah, yep,
I think you can make a pretty good argument that Bush did a lot better job fucking the American people.
yeah, definitely.
Honestly, the worst thing that happened under Trump's presidency for me, there's been two things under Trump's presidency that I actually find genuinely disturbing
Yeah.
and that actually will screw us.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the Patriot Act was re-upped. That's not
Yeah.
good. That's really not good.
It's not.
And that the spending is out of control and the inflation will
Yes.
catch up. It's a problem. Like, I'm not going to pretend that Trump is perfect. He's not.
Yeah,
He's
no,
far
he's
from.
not.
He's a 6 out of 10, man.
Yeah.
And there's a couple issues that and on guns. I don't find him. So on guns, I don't find him good.
He's not that strong.
Minus points on that. It took away a point for the spending, which is going to negate some of his gains in the economy.
Yeah.
And it took away a point for the not really cutting back on the deep state the way I thought he would. I don't know if he has the power to, but with the Patriot Act, he didn't have to sign that.
No, he didn't.
Congress didn't have to do it either. But if this is your party, Trump, tell them not to. They have the majority.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, no, I'm happy to admit that there's multiple occasions in which he has just dropped the ball.
Yes.
Nowhere near as bad as the media. It's just not even remotely
No,
close. It's
not even close.
Not even in the same ballpark.
Not comparable at all.
They're separate universes.
Yes, 100%.
Level of fuck.
100%. But yeah, I just wanted to
No
throw
matter
this in because I
how
thought
bad
it
the
was funny.
economy gets in 10 years, it's not going to be as bad as the media convincing black people to go out and kill their own.
Yeah.
It's just not.
No.
Destroy their businesses, kill a lot of their own people, shoot at the cops. It's not going to be anywhere. It's just not as detrimental as that. It just won't be. So yeah, the media is just in the last 6 months. Spending versus media malfeasance. I'll take spending.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll take spending for $6 trillion.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that in because I thought it was a kind of funny topic to laugh at Jim Acosta about.
How did you feel when you heard the spending bill was like in the trillions amount?
Oh.
He said like it's gonna be some trillion. I was like,
cringed a little bit. I cringed a little bit. I was like,
like Obama will beat your record yet.
Yeah, right.
We'll do it, then. We'll do it.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Yeah. Let's see.
We did save a few billion and not bombing like children, so that was pretty nice. I gotta say, we did save some money on the Obama administration.
True.
We haven't used the IRS to go after political opponents, so that's good. Yeah, we're saving some money there and political persecution, or the FBI. Yep. Saves a little bit of money there.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, just enough.
Teeny weeny bit. All right.
Teeny weeny. It's funny you say that. That's how I think about Chris Wallace.
There you go. Accurate. All right. Was that pretty much it for the?
We really covered a lot of the stuff. These next couple topics are pretty much throwaways. So basically, Comey's testimony, which I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't seen a lot. I've seen snippets from it. I've seen some articles. I've not watched the whole thing. I will watch the whole thing for next week.
Yeah.
This again is kind of a thrown together episode. The thing about that I found most interesting is that Lindsey Graham and Ted Cruz both laid out this issue for him. It's like, listen, you have two options here. You are horribly corrupt. You're playing politics, and you just didn't care who got hurt as a result of it. Or more actively, you're trying to hurt Trump's presidency or campaign. Or you're so unbelievably incompetent, it's a goddamn miracle you can breathe on your own.
Yeah.
Take your pick. Comey's like,
I
forgot how to swallow. It's like that's it's basically the route he took, and it's like, oh my god, this man doesn't want to work ever again. I'd rather not be in jail.
Yeah.
Maybe he knows something about federal prison we don't.
Maybe.
Do you think FBI agents get raped first? Like, fastest?
No.
What did you get put in here for? I was an FBI agent. I was awful. Oh, a cop, huh?
I think they would be second after the
Child molester.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, after the child molester, yes.
What's the difference? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know that the FBI is not that involved, but goddamn, they let a lot slide.
Yeah, they do.
Like Jeffrey Epstein, we didn't know what was happening there.
Yeah.
I think one of the things no one talks about enough. I think Andrew Klavan drives it home pretty well, but ABC knew about Jeffrey Epstein's child sex trafficking for 3 years.
Yep.
Minimum, probably more than that.
Yeah, and they just covered for it.
Totally covered. Jeffrey Epstein, who said no one cares about him, owns the most expensive residence in New York City.
Yep.
Huge financier, connected to the royal fucking family.
Yes.
Exactly. And Bill Clinton. No one would care. Who's that guy? No one cares. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and then didn't they fire the journalist who found that story?
No.
For them? Oh, they didn't.
The journalist that found that was Amy Robach.
Oh, yeah.
Fired was the individual who leaked the clip of her admitting.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Who fired the fucking tech? You petty dipshits.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, wait, no, sorry. I said fired. That isn't right. She'd already left the company. She was with CBS. Yeah. They went to CBS and got her fired. Oh my God. They're evil.
Yeah, they really are.
They're evil.
In this instance, 100%.
I've legitimately seen Satan do less.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
Achievement unlocked, worse than the Prince of Darkness. Fucking congrats. You shouldn't have been born.
Just, claps.
I mean, this is the thing. This is one of the areas where it's okay, I got to question whether God exists or not, because apparently things were bad enough to flood the earth back when Noah was a thing, but they're not now.
Right.
So is that an admission that they're going to get worse, or does God just drop the ball on this one? Do we need a new flood?
No. So he said he wasn't gonna destroy the earth with another flood.
Destroy the earth.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean he can't kill us.
Oh, yeah.
Send a plague. This one could have been it. I mean, come on, you have choices. You have options here. But let's be honest. We deserve another flood like event. We've earned it.
Yes. As a world, from a morality standpoint, 100%.
Oh, here's the thing, though, is that when people talk about this as an issue of the establishment, I'm not going to ignore the fact that we voted for these people.
Yes.
I'm not going to ignore the fact that we allowed them to do this.
100%.
We're not exactly guiltless here. The American people are absolutely at fault for some of this.
Yeah.
We know what they're doing, and we don't stop them from doing it. That's a real problem.
Yeah.
And I'm just not going to, it's like a lot of the German citizens are in, the Nazis' reign. Were they awful? No. Were they killing people? No. Were they torturing people in camps? No. But they weren't exactly standing up to the Nazis either. And I'm not going to pretend those people were guiltless.
Yeah.
So, that's part of the reason we do this podcast, is just to make it a dent, I guess.
Yeah.
Do some sort of our part. It's just that as much as we bitch about the establishment, as much as we bitch about these people and how awful they are, I'm not going to pretend that I'm blameless.
No.
So.
Right, yeah. One real quick thing on the Comey thing is that he seemed to have a really shitty memory. Because he kept on saying that...
was not it. He was playing dumb, we know.
Yeah,
I'm not going to...
Well, obviously. He was playing dumb.
Oh, he had a real shitty conscience is what he had.
He kept on saying, I don't remember, on every single question, or I cannot recall.
A significant number of questions were, specifically when he was asked, what I recall from the clips I saw, when he's asked about really damning stuff, he just goes, well, I don't know. I can confirm that. I don't remember anything about that.
Yeah.
Dude. Sell them out.
Yep.
Just Tekashi 6ix9ine these fuckers, man. Just own up to it.
Or Snitch9? Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Yeah, but just own up to it, man. Just admit it. Just be like, okay, yeah, it was bad. Yeah, I knew, but it's awful. It's really bad.
It's not that hard. It's not that hard at all.
You know the left won't give a shit, right?
Oh, yeah, they won't.
Your side will not stop or care.
No, they will hold your water for you.
Exactly, yeah. So, I mean, but just admit it, at least at Congress.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. I can put it this way. If you're in a position of power, you abuse that power, now you find yourself being questioned about that abuse of power, just think for 1 second about what happens when you're not the one in control of that power. When maybe you're on the end of the receiving end of it. and just admit it's bad, admit it's wrong, fix the fucking system. But he can't even do that. He can't just admit some guilt in this. It's just like, God damn. Like, I'm not going to pretend he's competent. I'm not going to pretend that he's like some super genius.
Yeah, yeah.
But I just don't buy for a second that he's this ignorant. He knows exactly what was going on at that institution. He continually allowed and ignored it.
Yeah, no, he definitely did.
Or actively helped it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just not a single fiber of my being that believes for one fucking second he didn't know what was going on.
No, not at all.
Not when you write a book and slander the president like that. Like, clearly you're what's happening here.
Pretty much, yeah. All right. I think we've said enough with that, considering we haven't seen all of it. But
we've said enough on a lot of things. I think what I want to wrap up on here is going to be this next 2 points, specifically that we have. The last one's kind of a throwaway because you already over this pretty significantly. But McConnell is pushing forward with Judge Barrett's confirmation.
Yep.
And I think that exactly, yeah. And of course, I say pushing forward in the light of this COVID stuff going on with the president.
With the president, and then also several senators as well.
You can zoom in Barrett to do a confirmation hearing. You don't tell me otherwise.
Well, her, and then also all the other senators who tested positive.
That's what I'm saying. That, like, you know, if you can zoom in a dude for like congressional testimony on whether or not you screwed the American people via an abuse of power so unbelievable that Watergate looks positively puny compared to it.
Yeah, it does.
Then you can do a standard fucking confirmation from a Zoom call. So I think there was some mild debate about that. There's some like mild controversy. Oh, Mr. McConnell, he's trying to like, do a Zoom call for confirmation. Well, how could he do that? Shut up.
Yep, just shut up.
It's that Mr. Incredible's meme. Shut up.
Yeah, exactly.
Please, just shut the fuck up.
No. It's like Biden. Will you just shut up, man?
Yeah, except that I'm not guilty of anything.
That's true. You're right.
Like, I'm just tired of your shit. So it's more than the Mr. Incredible's meme. Like, please shut up.
Yeah.
Please shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I just feel terrible. I'm so done with it.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right.
Here you are. You got me on at like 12:30 in the morning ranting about how fucking much I hate people at this point. And that's not where I want to be. I want to be a loving, kind person. You just don't leave a lot of room for it.
Yeah, you're right. I don't.
Chris Wallace I can legitimately love because god damn, anyone that can suck dick like that, how can I not appreciate?
But true. You're right.
Like, God, it's an art form.
It really is, man. It's
fellatio. It's not something that one just picks up.
No, it's not.
One does not simply suck dick that phenomenally on the base stage. Like, there's some work that went into this, man.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think most bootlicking like status would be legitimately impressed by his devotion to the crushing oppressor that has their boot on his neck.
Yeah,
I mean, that is really fanatical, like radical commitment and loyalty. You gotta say that's impressive.
It really is. All right, and then we can skip that last one that we had.
And like run into supermarkets to kill Jews, who I legitimately thought were less committed to the cause than Chris Wallace. Holy crap, dude!
Yeah,
you are really taking one for the team.
Yeah, 100%.
Does that dragon dildo hurt when it's like 26 inches up you? Like, or if you're kind of used to it? Like, I just want to know, how bad is it, man? Right?
Yeah. Valid question. So yeah,
are you getting peanuts from your masters? Like, is it worth the absolute crap you're getting? Because they're not for this bad.
Oh man, good stuff. So yeah, I took out that last one because we already pretty much talked about a lot of that stuff already.
Well, I guess the last topic we want to discuss that we thought was interesting is Andrew Cuomo was once again denying what he did in New York. Yeah. He's saying his nursing home policy isn't really a thing.
Yeah, he basically said that it never happened.
It's a thing.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing.
It's a thing.
Yeah, and then two miscellaneous things, just real quick. There were a couple other people that I wanted to mention that wished, the president not goodwill.
I got the title for the episode.
Okay, well, tell me after. So there's this woman named Jenna Wadsworth. She deleted a tweet in which she was celebrating the Trump has COVID diagnosis, and then she's basically just said, what is y'all's favorite October surprise? Because this one's my favorite. And she was really, really happy about it. The last time I
felt happy about a surprise I got in October was the Charlie Brown thing. I got this. I got a rock. That was the last time I was legitimately happy to be surprised during any sort of October-based events.
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry, the election surprises. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, that last one was pretty good. The whole like grab them by the pussy.
Oh yeah.
And they let you grab them. It's like, here's the deal, right?
Yeah.
If that was children, if it was forceful,
Yes.
I would have a problem. If it was Joe Biden or if it was Jeffrey Epstein stuff, I have a problem with it.
Yes.
But it's not.
It's
The
not.
I'm a billionaire and you want. Well, I don't know exactly what you want, but I assume it's the money. If not just the status symbol of having slept with them. So it's like, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that in New York City you can't find people that are absolutely gold digging whores, like completely bottom feeding, no self-respect, absolute like whores.
100%.
Bill Burr would say, we have a epidemic of gold digging whores.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that for a moment I thought that clip was anywhere near as bad as everyone else is making it out to be.
No, it's not.
He literally says, when you're rich and famous, they let you do this.
Yes, exactly. Which is
every
true.
aspect of that was consensual. There's no part of that where he is assaulting women.
No.
He's just making a factual statement.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it's not actually something I'm particularly happy about. The issue there isn't Trump. It's the commentary on our culture.
Right. Yeah.
Not the issue with Trump
exactly.
You could say Trump's a part of it, but we've always said, I think with BitChute made a good point about, at least in politics, he's not the cause, he's the symptom.
Yes.
Don't hate the player, hate the game, right? Well, I may not like Trump's actions, and I think he could probably shy away from stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure he even did that. I'm not positive that he even did that.
Right, yeah, no.
Because he says it was a joke and made in a confidential setting, locker room sort of talk.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of literally was, if you look at the situation there.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if he actually did that, but he's saying, it just seems that he was saying that when you're rich and famous and you're desirable, you can get away with a lot.
Yeah.
People will accept it.
And then they want you to do that.
It's a true statement, unfortunately.
Yeah,
so
it is.
that October surprise was not really all that particularly surprising and kind of funny.
Yeah. But yeah.
This one coming up is not going to be pretty. Because I guarantee you it's not going to be an issue with Trump. He's shaking off all the crap. Yeah. They're gonna drop something about Biden. I know they.
I'm sure that they have something. Yeah.
And I'm willing to bet you serious amounts of money. It'll have to do with his time during Obama. I don't think it'll be personal. I think it'll be like what he actually did as White BP.
Right.
That's my. It'll be related to like the Durham probe or something like that. I'm my personal guess on this that any October surprise relating to Joe Biden will have nothing to do with his personal life.
Yeah.
Not even his corruption. I think it's gonna have to do something he did when he was VP.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I'm feeling.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think it's from the Durham report. I could be wrong. We'll see.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah, for sure. One last one for people hoping that the president dies. This one was actually was found by Piers Morgan. So cheers to him for actually doing his due diligence and calling this out for what it is. Which is
Piers has been good on a number of issues. He's just bad on, as far as I know, he's just really bad on guns.
Yeah. For sure. So he quoted this person, or he retweeted a picture of this person's tweet, and he said, "Shocking and shameful. This is now deleted tweet was the reaction to the President Trump testing positive for COVID-19 from Zara Rahim, former Obama White House staffer and Hillary Clinton's former 2016 national spokeswoman." And she said, "It's been against my moral identity to tweet this for the past 4 years, but I hope he dies."
Clearly hasn't been that against it since he was waiting for the right opportunity.
Yeah, exactly, to use it. So, yeah, it's...
Your moral identity. I'm sorry, but identity is something that, generally speaking, in the real context, not the fake identity politics bullshit, it's something that's made of, it's something referring to your character, that is your choices. It seems right. It seems right well within your moral identity to do that. It doesn't seem like you have a good record of being a mensch.
Yeah.
You seem to be more of a bitch on a regular basis.
Yeah,
so I'm going to say
100%.
pretty well within her moral identity.
Yeah, 100%. So, yeah, it's not good. And then both of those tweets are in the people wishing death on President Trump section. So yeah, but do we have anything else before we close this out?
I guess some of the things that we're going to have to deal with in the next couple of weeks is when people complain about that is people going, well, he said, lock her up, and he said all these awful things, but he made fun of Hillary's health. Trump made fun of Hillary's health in the context of, in the same way he's doing with Joe Biden. You literally aren't fit to be president. You'll die in office, or you will fuck things up.
Or it's an actual criticism.
You can't make it into a car.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with you. I'm not wishing death upon you. I'm not making fun of you. I'm pointing out that you are not fit for this office. And yes,
Right,
Trump is
yeah.
an asshole about things. He probably did make fun of her pretty substantially, I'd imagine.
Oh, I'm sure.
And claiming, he wants to lock her up. Like, well, that's because she's committed crimes.
Yes, she does. She has.
Just for Benghazi, she should be in jail. I'm sorry.
Yep,
There's
for Benghazi, and then
fucking history of the Secretary
the
of
private
State.
email server. Because if anyone in the military did something like that with classified information, they'd be rotting in prison for over 30 years, for the rest of their life. They'd be rotting in military prison.
I would be surprised if they're executed for just the level of
Yeah, for sure.
unbelievable mishandling of classical information.
Yeah,
Classified.
it's really disgusting. Just on that point alone is what made me be like, yeah, I could never support her.
Actions she'd already committed, which I thought were definitely worth her being in jail.
Yeah,
So it's
100%.
like the lock her up thing is a result of the sentiment that she's part of an establishment, she's part of a political hierarchy, like the Bushes, like the Kennedys, who never get in trouble for anything they do.
Yep.
That was the whole sentiment behind that. So I mean, it's not the same as wishing death upon anyone or wishing misfortune. It's that you committed a crime, you are not above the law.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you are in serious condition, you shouldn't be president.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. But yeah, absolutely. All right, let's see. A couple updates for us as a podcast. If you want to give some updates on your living situation and
see, I've decided that this is not exactly going to work for me anymore. So I'm going to be moving to out in the country, where I will set up a studio, where I will be shooting pornography from now on. I think I've decided that I abandon this political high road I seem to be trying to go down and just chase profits like a shameless bitch. So I'm going to be making exceptionally explicit, specifically country-themed sex videos. Yes, there will be cows included. No, they will not be harmed in the making of any of my videos. They'll be in the background only, you sick fucks. But yeah, I'm moving to pornography. We'll put a link in the for my channel.
Oh my goodness.
That's a joke.
That is a joke.
I wouldn't post on Pornhub. I'm not a conformist prick. I'd post on XNXX because I am a real one.
Oh my goodness. All right. But for real, do you want
OnlyFans? Actually, get an OnlyFans. That'd be great. Can we just co-opt that platform? Because I don't actually mind the idea, but can we co-opt it and use political commentary?
That would be funny.
Can we be like, subscribe to my OnlyFans and I'll show you all my non-political merchandise. I'll wear all my merchandise.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Just talk politics.
Yeah, we could do that.
Dude, I would totally support a hostile takeover of OnlyFans to get it away from the
Yeah,
it is great.
Dude, that would be hilarious.
People were talking about with Detroit. I saw earlier, not that exact thing, but like real estate in Detroit's so cheap. Let's just buy the crap out of it. Like come in there, like do community policing, significantly like raise property levels, and then build a bunch of businesses there.
Yeah,
and just create like an urban utopia.
Oh my goodness.
Property's so cheap. All you have to do if you're smart enough is we get people that we think are actually good at business and whatnot and get them in there.
Ooh.
My only problem with that is, holy crap, who is as good at business who would actually be willing to buy property in Detroit?
Nobody.
You're not gonna get enough people, man.
Yeah, no.
You're gonna get like 3 people, and then they're gonna be shot within a month.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The population will dwindle immediately.
Yep. Yeah.
Speaking of shot, Chicago's still a problem.
Oh yeah, it is.
Someone should really do something about that.
Yeah, Miss Lightfoot.
I'm thinking about Obama, maybe.
With her
lead the whole country and try and make it better, but your own city
Didn't she
sucks.
dress up as coronavirus? With a cape?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure she did.
I really want to know, though.
Hold on.
Oh my god! Please put that in the Discord. I would be very much interested to know. Guys, if we find this, I promise you, I'll like comment the picture or something.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure she did. Yes, she dresses up as the Rona Destroyer.
The irony of that is she's just not.
Yeah.
You know what? She is though, because bullets defeat coronavirus apparently.
Yeah.
So I would say, yeah, that's oh man, that's pretty bad. All right, guys, I think we've reached the bottom of the barrel here. I think we're about done. Thanks for listening. It's been pretty great.
Yep.
Wyatt, if you wouldn't mind taking us out of our existential nightmare.
Yes. All right. So once again, we thank everyone for watching, and
We
please,
apologize. We apologize. We put content on the internet.
yeah. And once again,
It's honestly God, probably a war crime at this point.
probably, but
I have violated someone's like human rights.
dude, it's gonna be like Ted
Michelle
Cruz,
Lanius.
what government was it that declared that
Spell that like
he was no longer welcome in their country or whatever?
who?
Like Ted Cruz. What country was it?
Probably California.
No. I mean,
I'm just kidding. I don't know. I have no idea why.
I thought it was a Middle Eastern country.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, but I don't know. I was just gonna reference that. It'll be like that. But yeah, no. I just want to thank everybody for watching.
I can't believe this fucking news cycle. Justice Ginsburg died like a week ago, and it's already out of the news.
Yeah, it is. It's freaking insane.
This election year news cycle has been so good, man.
Oh yeah.
Like, love it or hate it, but politics has never been more infuriating and entertaining.
Oh yeah. That's very true.
Like, the other thing is, I was talking about, this is another discussion about the debates. I want to see what your guys' thoughts are in the comments, because I'm talking to my mom, who's just a standard, a suburban housewife. No, sorry, not housewife. She works. Well, not during Rona. So during Rona, she's a suburban housewife. And it's like, I asked her, what do you think about the debate? She's like, oh, God, I don't even want to talk about it. I was like, that's so funny, because everyone else I know just loved it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, is that where the middle of the country really is, though? Because she's pretty centrist. Well, I wouldn't say she's centrist. I'd say she has no idea what the hell she thinks about politics. She shouldn't really think about it that much. Well, no, that isn't a joke. I mean, she doesn't think about it.
Yeah.
It's not her ballpark. So she's not really putting a lot of thought into these issues. She just watched the debate and had an opinion on it. And but is that really where most Americans are? Like, do you not see the humor in that? Did you not see the issues of that? Are most Americans really look at that and think that Trump's the villain? Like,
right, yeah.
He double teamed.
Especially
and
since,
not many times that you want to be double teamed.
Yeah. And the thing is, he didn't even start with being rude. Biden started it. He interrupted Trump first.
I swear to God, the next meme I'm going to make is going to be like Chris Wallace and like Joe Biden. I'm going to like name tag some characters of that. I'm going to get like an orange figure. And I'm going to be like, two old white men violently accost orange minority man.
There you go.
Because I mean, like, what the hell?
Yeah.
That is the other funny thing is, like, even if Trump was a white supremacist, do you think like Cheetos get a pass? Could he be like an honorary? Could he be an honorary white person?
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I don't want that in my gene pool.
No.
Will I ever make you Cheeto colored? Fuck that. Keep that away from me.
Although, to be fair, like
not to be racist, but Asian people.
Oh, no, but like.
Oh God, that meme is so good.
It kind of makes me think of remember what Crowder said a couple weeks ago? Like, if you were to tell me that Trump would have a daughter who looks like him, but is also like almost a 10 or a 10, I would slap you silly. I'd say, stop lying to me. Get out of my face.
I know, right?
But it's true.
It's true.
Ivanka is extremely attractive. All right.
Well, let's be honest, though. Every Trump supporter secretly plays that Filthy Frank song. I love Donald Trump. Have you heard that?
Yeah. You should.
Okay, good. Everyone's secretly blasting that.
Yeah, I could see it. All right.
I love.
So,
something. I love his juicy tits. Donald Trump. Voted for Donald Trump. Anyway, if you haven't heard that, I recommend it wholly.
Yeah, it's really funny. All right.
God, this is one of those things where I'm really glad I apologized beforehand.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I think I've warranted that. I think the audience has been reasonably violated to the point that they were owed an apology on my end.
Yes, that they are.
But I think I make up for that calling Chris Wallace a cocksucker. I think I made up. I think in terms of entertainment value, I've definitely made up for it.
Yeah, that's definitely fair.
If I haven't allowed me to drive the point home, Lewinsky ain't got shit on our man Chris Wallace over here.
Yeah, ain't that
how much cock would a cuck Wallace cuck if he could? Sorry, how much cock would a cuck Wallace suck if he could suck cock?
Ooh,
a lot of cock.
Nailed it.
It's a lot. Thank you, Wyatt.
I'm so happy I was able to put that in here.
The funny thing about that could actually be a proper gay joke too.
Oh yeah, it could. Yes.
Nailed it like the Greeks.
Yes. There you go.
But regardless, I mean, I think, and I hope.
Yeah.
I don't want to fall Biden on you there. That I have driven the point home to significant, maybe even frustration on your part. Maybe you've been sick of hearing it. Like it's too much winning. Like you can't handle it.
Yeah.
But Chris Wallace legitimately is better than the vast majority of professional porn stars.
Yes.
I mean, he's just not getting paid enough for it, though.
Yeah, he's not at all.
I mean, he's selling his soul to Satan, and he's getting like what in return? Like a mediocre, like not very well viewed, like spot on Fox. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Fuck, now at least give him like the Tucker Carlson package.
Yeah. For sure.
Well, no, I think actually to garner that much love and support, you couldn't have sold your soul to Satan. So
That's true.
you couldn't have bargained for your fame.
Yeah, no.
With Lucifer, that would be that'd be a no-go for a lot of the Fox viewers.
Yeah, probably not. All right. So, once again, we thank you for watching, listening, and we once again
Yeah,
also.
we apologize.
Yes, we apologize.
We're so sorry.
Yeah. Sure.
We're so sorry that this is what you consider a good time.
Yeah.
Like I'd feel worse for you honestly if you didn't click on the video.
Yeah.
You did it to yourself.
Yeah. This is true. It was
It's
consensual.
like people like see. This isn't like when I send like the link for Boku no Pico to my friends. Like you did this to yourself.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I mean, with the exact same result. I mean, trust me, you don't feel any better at the end. But
yeah, no. But yeah, no. And once
oof,
again,
you know what? I'm actually gonna regret saying Boku no Pico one of our podcasts because someone who watches this is gonna go look that up, and I'm gonna have to answer for that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get
Don't go look it up. Please do not. Do not look it up. Okay.
Let's just say Jeffrey Epstein got an anime.
Yes. That is pretty accurate. All right.
And it's actually not half bad. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Don't. Please don't.
No. So yeah, once again, we ask y'all to please comment down below in the
Oh
comments.
yeah. Real quick on Jeffrey Epstein, while I have an opportunity, and,
Yeah.
a voice, if anyone can point me to a painter who would recreate the George W. Bush on the floor of the Oval Office, knocked over Jenga towers, I would appreciate it in the comments. I really don't know anyone that does Victoria custom work. But I'd love to pay $25,000 for it and get a tax write-off.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm joking on. The schemes of taxes are.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. We'll definitely be back next week with some more episodes.
Yep.
More content.
And stay tuned. Once again, we are sorry that this one's a little bit late, but some real life stuff happened.
Including Chris Wallace, which is not the way you want to be for a day.
Yeah, for sure. But we had some real life stuff going on, so but at least we're doing it. We could have just called it off entirely.
You had some real life stuff. I was plugged into the Oculus.
There you go.
Getting service by Chris Wallace. Apparently, they have a package for that. They digitalized it. I gotta say, it's quite nice.
Yeah, there you go.
I just kept talking shit about him and demeaning him, and he just wouldn't stop. Anyway, I'm sorry. God damn it! At some point, I have to leave the poor man alone. But by God, it won't be anytime soon.
Yeah, no, one definitely won't be anytime soon.
Expect the next 3 episodes to contain a considerable amount of fellatio jokes relating to Chris Wallace, and I don't apologize for none of those. I apologize for every one of those.
No. Oh yeah, for sure.
He's earned every bit of that.
He really has. All right, so we will see y'all next week.
Barn tripped him.
What's up? What'd you say?
And the new vagina that Barn tripped him.
Yep.
He needs it He needs it.
Yeah, he does.
He's in need of more holes.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will see y'all next week, where we will continue to shit on Chris Wallace. Yes.
Yes. Perfect.
All right. Thank y'all so much for watching and listening, and we will see y'all next week. Goodbye.